Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, or should I say, I am your boy, Randy. Woo, woo, woo.
Yo,
What up,
dog. Yo,
dog? What up,
dog.
dog? What up, dog? Yeah, yeah. It was a little pitchy, but dog, it was okay. It was good. You did good. You did your thing. You did your thing. Period. And get your cup mug because that's what you do. Get your cup mugs. Woo, 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 woo.
Get your cup
I
mug,
love
get your
that.
cup
I
mug,
love
get your
those
cup mug.
initials though. RJ, I love those initials. That's my initials. I love those initials. I love those initials. I love those initials. And I love my cup mug. And you can get you one at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen, there is a QR code. You can scan it. It'll take you right to the shop. Get your merch. Send me a cute picture when you get it. And I will respond to you back because I always do. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period. And thank you.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I am the Paula Abdul of the podcast. And I promise I don't have alcohol in my drink yet. Give it a few seasons, and maybe it will. uh, and everybody was great. Yes.
Oh Lord, I cannot wait to keep watching this just so I can see Paula get drunk on stage. That would be so fun. Anyways, hola, I am Eduardo, and actually, my name is Simon Cowell, and I thought that was absolutely abhorrent. That was horrible, horrible. I
Yo,
think you
dog,
have no future
you
in this
can't say that.
career. What
Not in
what what do you
America.
mean I can't say that?
You
I
can't
can
say that in
absolutely
America.
say that. I can absolutely say that. I can say whatever I want.
What up? What you want to
What
do? What do you want to
you want to fight
do?
me? You want to fight me?
Do say something. Do some. Oh my
I,
Uh,
gosh.
I'm shocked Simon Cowell hasn't gotten beaten up by either of their judges or the contestants in any of the competitions he's judged. I am shocked.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and as you can see, y'all, we're talking American Idol. We are doing a special, very special edition of reality TV. I guess it's on our Cup TV. It's American Idol, a refield, if you will, sort of sorts. But we're doing American Idol season one, our top 20 of season one, 20 performances of season one. And yeah, so if you hadn't gotten the references by our intros, we're talking American Idol. We're going back in time to 2003,
two.
Two.
2.
2002,
Yes.
2002. Whew. Wow. What a trip. But we're going to talk all about it. But before we do, I would y'all to do me a quick favor. If you are into competitive reality television, which is why you're watching us here, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because we are here trying to get 8,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. We are halfway there, and we're almost to the halfway point of the year. So help us out, get us there. Get us there. We're moving into Gemini season soon. Period. And so I would love if you would support us on this channel for real, for real. Subscribe to this channel and all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below in our link trees. If you're a fan of drag or drag race, or if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, maybe they'll talk about something over there, or maybe they won't. Who knows? But go subscribe anyway, because you never know what happens over on it. But the Drag Channel, we got stuff for you coming over there. So support the Cup Network. Follow us on our audio podcast links. Join our Patreon and follow us on all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky. That would be amazing if you would do that. And yeah, do all those things. You know, usually I stay here in this position because I'm just going to go in and talk about everything and, hosting. That's my gig. That's my zhuzh. That's what I do. I don't want to do that today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whoop and I'm going to let David take over because this is David's thing and I'm just going to sit back and enjoy and color commentate like I like to do from time to time. So David, take it away. Oh, or
Fair.
Ryan Seacrest, take it away.
Thanks, Dunk.
Oh Lord.
Well, I do have a question for both of you. So we all have pretty different journeys with American Idol. So I just want to kind of set the stage and find out when each of us started watching American Idol. And I want to start with Lana.
since I am actually the oldest person on this panel, I've been watching American Idol since the beginning because I love singing, I love music, and so when I saw that it was the singing competition for the first really since Star Search, I want to say, coming on TV, I was like, oh yeah, what's this? And been watching. I've watched American Idol from season one, from the very beginning. So
Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of similar with me because, well, in a way, like I at least knew about American Idol. I didn't watch it fully through season one, but it was very It was my senior year of high school when it started, and everybody would talk about it. But I really didn't tune in until the finale of season one. I watched that, and that was it for season one. Then I watched a couple of episodes of season two, but season three, I started from the beginning and watched it all the way through, which was a great season for me. I won't give any spoilers away because, Eduardo, what's your journey with American Idol?
I haven't watched a season of American Idol ever. This is the first time I've ever watched a single actual episode of American Idol. I've seen like little clips here and there of like people not knowing how to sing or flopping their auditions or like people actually doing really well in their auditions or like stuff like that. But I haven't actually sat down and watched the actual show until now. And so I don't really have a lot of experience with American Idol. I've watched some episodes of The X Factor, so I am a little bit of aware of how Simon Cowell works.
Mhm.
I've watched a couple of episodes of America's Got Talent, so I also know how Simon works there. So I was prepared for Simon Cowell, that's for sure. But as I said, I hadn't sat down and actually watched American Idol ever. So this is the first time. I mean, I wasn't even born when the season one finished,
Right.
so
Yep.
so I was naive until like a couple of years ago when I actually realized it existed. But yeah,
And you don't really know too much. Like you know a few of the names. I don't know if you know any other winners besides Kelly.
I only knew Kelly. Going
Hmm.
like if you asked me now, I only know Kelly. I know there's a couple other people. Actually, I think I know another one, but I don't know if it's American Idol. I don't know if David Archuleta was in fucking American Idol. I
Okay.
believe he won it, and I only know it because there was a whole episode dedicated to that in iCarly. That's the only
Um,
reason why I know it. So that's the only other winner that I know,
okay.
and
Yeah.
that's it.
We won't say too
That's
much about David Archuleta. Maybe we'll get to him eventually. We don't know how long, but we'll see. We'll see.
I have no idea.
But I did an interesting experiment. I had Eduardo. So after we saw all the semifinals and we saw who got voted into the top 10, I had Eduardo send me his prediction of how everybody was going to do. The only person he knew for sure was that Kelly Clarkson was going to win. But here, I'm going to
Yes.
tell you from the top down what his predictions were. So, winner, Kelly
Oh.
Clarkson. Good job.
Mhm.
Second place, Justin Guarini. So good job. 2 for 2.
And
Let's
that's
see if he
where it
can keep that
ends.
up.
That's where it ends. That's where it ends. Just spoiler
Yes.
alert. I get this so wrong.
Okay. Third place, AJ.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is not what I wanted to happen. This is what I thought would happen.
okay.
Mhm.
I did not care for AJ, but I thought that the fact that he was a fan favorite because he had that amazing audition would carry him forward.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Fourth place, Jim.
I thought the sub story would carry him. I thought the sub story would carry him all the
Wow.
way to fourth place.
Okay. Fifth place, Tamira. Pretty close.
I knew they were gonna rub my girl Tamara.
Yep. And they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yes,
Sixth place, EJ.
Hmm.
he deserved to go
Seventh
farther.
place, yeah. Seventh place, Christina.
Okay.
Eighth place, RJ.
Hmm.
Ninth place, Ryan Starr.
Hmm.
And the person you were the most wrong about, 10th place, Nikki.
Yeah, I mean, can
Yeah.
you blame me though? She was
I don't.
constantly in the bottom. She was constantly
Mhm.
in the bottom too. So was I wrong that
She
she was
was.
not going to excel in this competition? No, but she just
Yep.
happened to make it farther than more people, and I'm still shocked that she made it as far as she did. But you know what? It's fine. What can you
Yep.
do about it?
Fair. There are a few things I want to talk about before we actually get into our list. The first thing I want to talk about is the dynamic that we have between our co-host Ryan Seacrest and Brian Dunkelman. What did
Lord
you
have
all think
mercy.
about their dynamic together?
They fucking hate each other. They fucking hate each other. They cannot stand each other. Like they're both annoyed by each other's presence. What is going on? Like you could tell at some point Brian was so tired that he was just not talking anymore. He stopped hosting altogether. He was just letting Ryan do all of the hosting. He was so done with this show.
Yep.
I think Ryan Seacrest was horrible to Brian Dunkelman. Horrible to Brian Dunkelman. And I think it was so unnecessary. My whole thing, even going like what I remember at that time, I was like, he is a kind of a jerk. He's kind of a ew. But then coming back and watching it again, I was like, yeah, I remember why I don't like Ryan Seacrest. I think he is a complete douchebag, and how he handled the situation with Brian Dunkelman. Like I think he was doing things purposely to needle him and to nag him and to poke him, and it was just so odd to me. But now, knowing what I know now, it all makes sense, and I see what I understand. He's just not a good guy. He's just not a good dude. I still, to this day, do not like that man. I don't like that man. I think he is so self-absorbed, so arrogant, so cocky, so rude, so rude. He's so rude. He's so rude. Like he's. Oh my god. He's the. Oh my god. I do not like that man at
Yep.
all.
I'm actually, so I don't have the visceral hatred you have for Ryan Seacrest, but I'm with you that I think he was treating Brian Dunkelman very poorly. I think Seacrest knew what are the odds that they're going to keep two
Both of
hosts
us.
moving
Yep.
forward. Let
Yep.
me undercut this man at every chance I can. He was
Yep.
constantly just trying to degrade him, embarrass him. If he flubbed a line, he's like, "Oh, are you drunk again, Dunkelman?" Or say your line, Dunkelman. This is your part where you get to say your line. I'm like, you're such an asshole, Ryan Seacrest.
It's so ridiculous.
But
Uh,
here's the part where we break the news to Eduardo. It did work.
It
This
worked.
is the
okay.
only season that has Brian Dunkelman. He did not return for season 2, so you will not see him again until he makes a very brief appearance in the season 15 finale.
Okay.
But other than that, he's done. I don't know if it was
I
the producers that chose this or if he left. It might have been mutual.
Probably mutual. I
yeah,
wouldn't.
that
I wouldn't be
I
surprised if it was mutual.
yeah, I wouldn't blame him if he was like, you know what, I'm not enjoying myself. Like I don't have love for this job anymore. And like what's the point of me staying if all that's going to happen is me getting like constantly like humiliated on national television in front of millions of people. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
why stay here? So I
Especially
don't blame him
Exactly.
for leaving.
yeah, especially because at the time, American Idol was huge. Like
Hmm.
you talking about a phenomenal phenom of a show. Like that was of like just big. It was huge here, and it was like everybody was watching it, and everybody was talking about it, and it was one of those things. And for him to be on that show with that man being that way every single week dealing with that and with Simon and
Yeah.
with all the other whatever
Yeah.
backstage shenanigans, I would have left too. And I was just like, either he go or I go. And if y'all choose him, fine. That's great. That's
Right.
cool. I'm gonna get up out of here because it was rough to watch it back again. I was like, oh my god, this is why I didn't like this man. And it's just like watching it just reinforced it for me. I was like, yeah, no, I don't like Ryan Seacrest at all. I
Yeah.
don't like him.
Mm.
Because I think
Fair.
he did that on purpose. I think he did that on purpose to undercut that man. And it's not fun to watch that. It wasn't
Mm.
fun in
Mm.
2002, and it's not fun in 2026. It's just not.
Nope.
Yeah, it's never fun to
It's,
watch someone get humiliated on national television.
yep. I mean, well, speaking of that, like brings me to the next point. So Lana and I, we just watched season 24 of American Idol, and it is so different. The vibe on how contestants are treated, especially during the audition process.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and tell you this much, Eduardo. There's definitely an evolution on bad auditioners.
Okay.
They've basically done away with that. I think around season 11 or 12 is when they shifted away from like, oh, we don't need to bring in these people that are the worst of the worst and embarrass
Mhm.
them on TV. Let's focus on mostly pretty good people. And that's just kind of how the vibe has been ever since.
Okay.
And you do not have the straight up mean, despicable, rude comments that you get from
Lord.
judges, especially Simon Cowell. So for me, it was a
Oh.
little bit jarring going from season 24 and watching Simon say some really cruel things. Like he was usually right, but he could have
Mhm.
said it nicer.
This
Yes.
is my thing. Something that I realized watching this show back. I said Simon Cowell maybe not had the nicest delivery. He might tell a whole lot of things. He might say a lot of mean things, but he never told a lie. He
Yes.
never told a lie to these people. And here's the thing. I feel like if you are going into an audition for a business as the music industry or even the modeling industry or any of these industries that are harsh industries, if you can't take a simple mean comment for a judge or somebody telling you you can't sing, and that makes you go crazy, that's not the profession for you. This is
Yeah.
not the because there's a harsh and cruel world out there, and the music business is harsh and is mean and is cruel, and you will run into some producers who will straight up tell you you can't sing, you ain't good enough, you don't look the part, that ain't right for you. Like that's just the music industry that it was at that time and sort of
Mhm.
kind of still is in even now. And so you have to have a thick skin. And so I was like, yeah, maybe he could have said it nicer to people. Maybe he didn't have to call them losers, but he wasn't wrong. We
Mhm.
got people in the top 10 who never should have been there. We got people in the top 30 who never should have even been there because people didn't want to tell them straight up, like, that was bad. You can't sing, my dear. Now, would it be nice to be like, oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry, but singing is not for you? So they can turn around and be like, no, but I think I can. And okay, if you feel that way, but for someone to be like, no, that was bad. You can't sing. Don't quit your J job. And now that's the worst thing in the world. No, that's not the worst thing they go ever hear in their lifetime. If you want to be a singer, so many doors will close. You just have to be able to be like, okay, fine. They don't want me. Let me move on. Somebody else might want me. He could have said it nicer, but he never lied. He ain't lied to none of those people because some of them
Yep.
people, mm,
Yeah.
some of the people.
Yeah. Especially like when when Jim made it to the top 10, I was
Oh, was
gagged.
Lord.
Gagged. I was mad. I was straight up mad. Um, but yeah, I found myself constantly agreeing with Simon throughout this competition. Yeah, I agree. He
Mhm.
should have been nicer.
He
But
could have.
the person that agreed with the most was Simon.
Simon,
Yep.
the entire
Simon,
Fair.
time.
yeah, where like maybe like he is a lot harsher than like I am when it comes to judging and like ranking and giving critiques. But I've met teachers like this in any sort of art form that you ever do. You will have
Mhm.
someone that's going to be incredibly harsh and is going to tell you, you're not born for this. You actually suck. Do something else because this is awful. And you have a choice of whether I'm going to prove you wrong and get better, or you're right, this is not for me, I'm going to move on. But what you cannot do is do something that like half of the people in the auditions did, which is say, go crazy. Like you said, Lana, go crazy, go fucking insane and start arguing about like, oh, where are your credentials? You don't know how to sing.
You
What are
know
you
what you
doing? Like,
Yep.
come on.
do. What do you do? What do you do?
The,
I don't have
the,
to. I'm already here.
What
I don't
does the
have to move.
audience
yeah,
think?
Right. What does the
that
audience think? That
spoiler, that pissed me off so hard about Justin. That pissed me off so hard. I got so mad. I was like, you better get the fuck off my screen. I despise you. And also, we will get to it once we talk about Justin, but his fans bothered me so much. But we will get there. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, I find
I
myself constantly agreeing with Simon.
Fair. I think the only thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way about Simon, and to a degree, I still understand it, but it was the focus on people's image and
Yes.
how much they weigh. And that's like a running theme for season one is like everybody
Hmm.
had to have that pop star image. It was so important to Simon. And it's crazy because we'll get to season two, but season two takes a sharp left turn. And it's almost like, ooh, how can we do the complete opposite and not worry about it? But it really felt gross at times during season one.
Yeah.
The thing is, it didn't really take a turn in season two. It just shifted the focus off the women because they were still doing that to the women. And that, unfortunately, for women, is so much different in the music industry than men. We could have a big old dude. We could have big, not
Yeah.
as fine, he don't have to have the pop star look, the boy band look for a guy and to still be successful. But every woman that you want to put out there has to be the pop star look, the smaller girls, it shifted some towards I want to say in
Yeah.
seasons 3 and 4 and 5 and definitely later seasons, but it just shifted off of and season one was bad. And
Right.
this is the reason why I think season one was so image focused with Simon. He was a part of that production team. The
Yeah.
winner, he worked with them. Simon Fuller, him, and that was his people. He knew what he was looking for. And so his focus was what he was looking for, who was going to represent his label and his idea as a next pop stinger. And so that's why he was so focused on it. Because even in the audition rounds, he had that one, I can't remember her name, but she was a bigger girl and she knew she could
Hmm.
sing. And she was so talented. And he knew it. And he said it like, you have a great voice. It's just the image. It's just because that's what he was looking for, and that was
Hmm.
what something of his mindset that bigger girls who didn't look like the Britney Spears of or the Christina Aguileras of the time were not going to be able to be as successful. Now nowadays we've proven that wrong. We got Lizzo out there who is doing her thing, and we have other girls who are not necessarily skinny, but they out there eating the game up now.
Mhm.
But then at that time in 2002. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Jessica Simpson. Those were the girls who was topping the charts. Those were the girls who were Beyonce. We had Destiny Child. Those were the girls who was doing it. So he was looking for those girls.
Yeah.
And that's why he was so focused on it because that was his label that was involved in it.
Yeah,
We had
that makes
Amanda
sense.
Perez too. She wasn't a stick. Yeah. What do you think of
I
that,
don't know.
Eduardo?
I was shocked. I was appalled because, of course, I grew up when this was no longer like an accepted thing that you could do.
Mhm.
Like,
Hmm.
you could not just go up to someone that was bigger and say, "You're fat. You're never gonna make it in this industry because you are fat."
Mhm.
That was not a thing. Um, and so, and also, maybe it's because I'm from Mexico and like there are a couple very big artists that are like not bigger, but as you said, Lana, they're not sticks. So maybe I saw a little more body diversity there as well. So seeing the just straight up, you're a good singer, but you're not gonna make it through just because you are a bigger girl
Mhm.
was absolutely appalling to me.
Hmm.
Uh, I talked to David after EJ's elimination, and he told me that maybe it had to do with like him being too gay, which is also incredibly shocking to me. Like that would be not only a case for eliminating someone, but also like a negative towards someone. Now that
Yeah.
we live
It
in a
was
time in
him
which,
and Jim. Him
Mhm.
and Jim eliminated that first week, and they're two gay men. So
I
yeah,
two
mean,
visibly gay men, honestly.
but Jim just let's not put Jim in that
Yeah.
category because Jim
Fair.
just was
yeah,
bad. Jim was
EJ
bad.
was a good
EJ
singer.
could have stayed because it was people worse than EJ, but Jim was just
Right.
bad, so he
Jim was
deserved to
just very
go.
bad. Yes. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
EJ's whole elimination and the possible homophobia that came with that was absolutely shocking to me because now we live in a time in which like LGBTQ people are being so much accepted, and we have a lot of like queer, openly queer artists that are like
Mm-hmm.
very mainstream. Like it's crazy how much times have changed, And
Yeah.
it makes me glad that I grew up at the time in which I did, because I don't think I could have made it as a normal person growing up in the early aughts. I don't think I could have made it. I think I would have struggled a lot. So that it just made me
Mhm.
happy to have been born when I was born and have to grown up when and how I grew up. So
Fair.
yeah.
I do want to give you some interesting news here. I teased this to you earlier, Eduardo, but I
Mhm,
almost want to give you some homework. So you may not know this, but in the summer of 2003, a little bit
mhm.
after the season ended, there was a
Okay.
movie that hit theaters, and it is notoriously bad. it
Oh,
is
I love
it
it.
is a movie called From Justin to Kelly, starring Justin
Oh,
Guarini
oh,
and Kelly
oh,
Clarkson.
oh. I have
Have you
heard
heard of
about
this?
this movie. I have heard about this
Yes.
movie.
It has
Is
an
it a
8%
rom-com?
on Rotten Tomatoes. It is. It's a rom com musical.
Yeah.
Um, and I found out that it also won an award. The Razzies, they
Razzies.
gave
Yes.
it a special award for being the worst musical in their first 25 years of doing the Razzies. They gave it a special award just for that. It's not good. I've only seen it once, but it's not good.
I need to watch this.
I
I
really
need
want
to
to go
watch
back and
this.
watch it again to see
Yeah,
if
we
it's
might all
as
need to do it.
bad. I might need to watch it just to see if it's as bad as it may. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is
I don't
Yeah,
crazy.
I
know.
need to rewatch it. It's been a
I need
while.
to
So.
rewatch it. I might have to do that because
Mhm.
I remember watching it and was like, "Oh, this is not great. Oh, this isn't great." But also, I'm like, "But it's just like a little one of those teen beach movies." Like, yeah. But I might have to go back and watch it.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord, I am so excited that you've told me this. I am so genuinely so happy, so joyful. I will be watching this tonight. Thank you very much.
Good.
But I am
All
very
right.
happy that they stopped this after From Justin to Kelly
No, they
because
Yeah.
should have done
We won't
more.
spoil
They
who the
should have
top
I
done
two
won't
are.
spoil
more.
season two, but that would have been weird.
It would have been wild.
It would have been weird.
Oh, oh, does
Uh,
that mean like the season two finalists fucking hate each other? Oh, I would
no,
love
no,
that. I
they
would
No,
love
actually
that.
no, they
they
actually
actually
are
get along really
really good
well.
friends
Still,
to
Okay.
this day.
Okay,
to
that's
this
good.
day.
Good to
Yep.
know.
But I do want to talk about one more thing. It's a little bit more serious. So I wanted to talk specifically about one contestant from our top 10. And it's somebody who's not going to be represented very much on this list. But
Mhm.
it's Nikki. I want to talk about her because I remember when I first watched the season, I'm like, oh, Nikki, she's not good, blah, blah, blah. And like I almost viewed her as a villain. But watching her back in this season, um, I thought she was actually a really sweet person and really
Mhm.
resilient for how much like tough criticism she got from the judges. She still holds the record for the most appearances in the bottom three or two of any American Idol finalist. So that
Okay.
must have been tough on her. And the reason I'm bringing her up specifically is because November of 2020, she had a brain aneurysm and she sadly passed away. Yeah.
Oh
Um,
no, that's
yeah, it's really sad.
horrible.
And watching the season back, like that added like an emotional element to watching her. And it just made my heart kind of hurt for her because
Mhm.
she was just there doing what she loves to do.
Mhm.
Um, but here's what I will tease. You will see her again um, because you know how she's a mother of a boy named Tristan.
Does Tristan later come in
Tris-
audition?
Tristan comes in auditions eventually. I think it's around season 13, but you will see a proud mom there with her son, and it's really adorable. But yeah,
That's
I
so
just
cute.
wanted to give my love to Nikki and her family, um, and she's missed.
That's devastating news.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can go ahead and hop on our honorable mentions. I am going to clarify there's one thing that we have on the screen. You all will see with each of the performances that we're talking about, there is a little thing in the corner that says WNTS score. Or it just said, I don't even think it says score. But this is referencing a website called What Not to Sing. It is an American Idol website that fans made. It's basically like Rotten Tomatoes, but with American Idol performances. It's pretty cool. Like they actually would go through like all these professional critics reviews because it used to be pretty popular, and so like every website was like, here's our ranking or here's our score. So they would go to all these different websites, accumulate all the scores, and come up with an average score for every single performance on American Idol. I think they stopped around season 19, but we have those scores for this. So we'll see. Like, there's a few times where I'm like, oh, people were a little bit harsh, or oh, people were a little bit nice with their scores. But we'll have that kind of as a reference to see how much we agree or disagree with the critics, I guess. But we're going to start with our honorable mentions. So this is going to be one performance from each of us that was the highest on our list, but it wasn't high enough to make the average cut for the top 20. So we are actually going to start off with mine because I had the lowest of the ones that didn't make it.
Oh.
Yeah, so my highest choice was Angela Peel doing Run to You by Whitney Houston. She performed this in the semifinals. So I had this ranked at number 17 out of my 25 I've submitted. Eduardo also had this on his list. It was number 21. It didn't make Lana's list. But I really like this one. For me, I think Angela is the person that didn't make the top 10 that should have been there the most. There's a few people. Like I think Christopher is another one. I liked Kelly. I know that these two are not as high on Kelly Glover. But for me, Angela is the one that she felt really unique. She kind of had her own vibe. She had a really cool style, and she just sang this really well. So yeah, I was a little bit surprised Angela didn't make it, but I still really like this performance. Eduardo, what do you think of this one?
I also really like this performance. Obviously, it's in my top 21. I think I agree with you. Angela absolutely should have made the top 10, and the fact that she didn't is absolutely insane. When we have people like Jim, AJ, and like several people that I just did not care about throughout the competition. And Angela was such a better singer than many of the people that made the top 10. So the fact that she didn't make it was absolutely insane. I think this was her best performance that we got to see. Yep. I wish we had gotten to see more of her because I feel like she would have been one of my favorites had she continued to be in the competition. But yeah, it's one of those things where like you can never trust America to make a right decision when it comes to public voting in competitions like this. Or
non-competitions.
Yeah, or non-competition.
In politics.
Elections. But yeah, you can never trust the American public to make a decision, a correct one at that. So yeah, I love Angela. I don't know if she's still making music, but I hope she is because she was such a good artist. So wherever she is, I'm sending you all my love.
Mm-hmm.
Just not for you.
No, this performance was good. I do think she should have been in the top 10. Yeah. I do think she should have been in the top 10. I think out of the performances that we heard, she should have been one of those people in there. I think I want to say 4 people shouldn't have made it in the top 10, and she should have taken their spots. But yeah, I thought this was a really good performance from her.
Yeah.
It was her best performance. It was her best performance that we saw.
Yeah.
She was in the most competitive group because she was in the same group that Kelly and Justin were in. But I think she should have been the third one with them. Instead, we got AJ, who's a sweetie and everything. But yeah, she should.
Listen, I will always root for my Mexican people, but sometimes the Mexican people don't deserve it, and sometimes like someone else does it better, and Angela just did it better. So I was rooting for AJ just because he was Mexican, but other than that, Angela was way better and should have made it instead of AJ.
Yeah. Well, let's stick with this same semifinal group episode and go to Lana's choice. So we have Justin Guarini. He did "Ribbon in the Sky" by Stevie Wonder. So Lana put this very high at number 11 overall. I had it at number 25. It didn't make Eduardo's list though.
I think he really did a really good job on this song. Do I think Justin Guarini is the best performer or one of my favorite? No, but I have to stick to what performances and what he did in the song and how he sang it. He sang this beautifully, and then we heard it twice that night. I think AJ sang it too, and it was just like the comparisons was not even close. Wasn't even close. It was like this was by far the superior version of Ribbon in the Sky. I think this was one of Justin's better performances in the whole competition, I want to say, because I really think he did a good job. He was in the sweet spot for this song. This was the perfect song for his voice in his range, and he didn't do too much. He wasn't too cheesy because Justin Guarini is a cheese ball. He is a hamburger. He's so cheesy. He's so corny. I know it. I get it. But this one, he kind of gave it the right amount of that I like in a song. So this was one of my favorite performances from Justin, and I thought it was really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was good too. Honestly, like, don't hate me, but this is not one of my favorite Stevie Wonder songs. I think it's a very good song, but he has better ones for me personally. But
that hurts.
I actually rewatched this today, and his vocals are really smooth on this. It is a very, very solid choice. I mean, no wonder he was able to kick Justin Timberlake out of the music industry.
Please stop.
And steal his spot.
Please stop.
In the successful pop music industry. Yeah. Move over, Justin Timberlake.
Whatever happened to Justin Guarini? He disappeared from the face of the earth.
He did some stuff. He's still doing stuff.
He's he does hosting things.
He does a lot of hosting and commercials. He's very much a voice actor.
And apparently he did some musicals, which I did not take Justin as a musical person, which was crazy. But yeah, I do like this performance. I do think it's good. I will say, I don't think I ever want to listen to a Stevie Wonder song ever again because I listened to so many throughout the competition that I got tired. I think we got the most Stevie Wonder that I ever want to listen to. I think Stevie Wonder is a great artist. He's wonderful. He is an amazing artist. No one will ever compare to him, and I don't think I ever want to hear anyone try to cover any of his songs because no one's going to do it as well as he ever will. So that was also one of my biggest issues. Stevie Wonder's just great, but I heard so many attempts. I don't know. But yeah, Justin did fine. I think he's done better though. I think he does better moving forward. And there's one moment that I'm sure we'll talk about at some point where it finally all clicks for me. But at this moment in time, I just could not connect with Justin, unfortunately.
Okay, fair. Well, let's see who you could connect to. Eduardo's honorable mention was Nikki McKibben doing "I'm the Only One" by Melissa Etheridge. So this was number 10 on Eduardo's list, and it did not make either mine or Lana's list.
That's okay. I will say something. My rankings are a little bit different because I misunderstood the assignment. I thought we were all going to show our own individual top 25s. I did not know we were going to compile them together. And so I was like, I want to talk about as many people as I possibly can because I don't only want to talk about Kelly Clarkson and Tamara Gray. So my rankings are a little bit weird. And I don't fully agree with my rankings looking back because I took out several of my favorites just because I wanted to talk about fucking RJ having one good week or talking about Nick having one good week. I do not care for RJ. I will just say that right now. I am so sorry. But yeah, I thought that this was one of the better Nikki performances. I thought this was one of her better performances, throughout the whole competition. She really, really struggled as we've said before, she's the person that's been in the bottom the most as someone that's been all the way to top three. But this top four week is really the moment where she finally shined, I think. And this, I think, was her best performance that we saw. Um, yeah, I just was surprised to see her excel from one week to the next after having so many rough weeks. Her finally doing well really like hit me, and I was like, okay, I can finally see Nikki as like someone that deserves to be in this competition rather than someone that is just getting dragged along. So that's why it was so high in my rankings, but I understand why it might not be high up in yours as well.
I felt she had a better performance, and I think it was
That's okay.
Black Velvet. I think Black Velvet was her standout performance for me. I was
Mm,
like, if I didn't know this one, I felt she was a little like under the note most of the time. But
mhm,
Black Velvet, I felt that was the one that I was like, yes, that's Nikki. That's the
mhm,
one who had she really, really, really tried to just show her rocker side and hit
mhm,
it flawlessly. And because I think I had Black Velvet higher on my list
mhm.
than for her because she's not on my list a lot. But I think in the rankings that was the highest one because I thought that was just so good. But if I'm not the it was this wasn't bad. This by far wasn't horrible. It wasn't my favorite Nicki, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I understand why you like Black Velvet. I'll say very quickly, the only reason why Black Velvet's not here is because I like the original so much
Uh,
that like comparing them both, it's just like I just prefer the original, so it's tough to compare them to.
Mhm. Yeah, for me, I will say Nikki has a tone that is not my favorite.
yeah.
So I think
Mhm.
she has a ceiling to how much I could like any of her performances. But for me, this was one of the stronger ones. I do agree Black Velvet was good too. But it is crazy how she was able to really come out so hard in the top 4 week because she also did Mary Jane,
Mhm.
which was one of her better performances. I'm also like, why did she get to do two 90s songs when it was 80s and
80s,
90s? Everybody
90s.
else did one from each decade. Um, but yeah, I thought this was very solid. So I had no qualms with this being on your list. It makes sense. There's a handful of Nikki performances that I wouldn't be mad about seeing, and this is one of them.
Mhm.
So, but should we start to get to our actual top 20?
Yes.
So, what's interesting is uh, all of the top 20 were on at least two of our lists, except for one. There was only one that was only on one person's list. And guess what? We're starting with it. So, yes,
Okay.
RJ Helton is at number 20 with Superstition by Stevie Wonder. And it was on Lana's list, and it was very high on Lana's list. It was
It,
number 5.
it was. It
Okay.
Mhm.
was. I thought this was the moment for RJ that everybody needs to have on American Idol. I always say this for American Idol. Everybody needs to have that breakout moment to say you belong in the top 10 or the top whatever. And I felt like this was RJ's moment. This was the one where we saw RJ finally stop being so, his nervous movement turned into actual dancing, actual movement. He's loosened up a little bit. He gave us vocals, he gave us his range, he showed us who he was. And Superstition is not an easy song to sing because Stevie does so much with it. And RJ truly, truly made it RJ. And because, like you said, Eduardo, everybody ain't gonna be Stevie. You can't be Stevie. I don't want you to sing Superstition and try to be Stevie. I want you
Mhm.
to be yourself. And I think this was the one moment for me, for RJ, that I felt he was more himself. And he gave us some range, he gave us some motion, he was just in his sweet spot. I actually really love this performance from RJ.
Well, I'm glad to
What'd
hear.
you
As I
think?
said, I struggled to connect to RJ just as a whole, as an artist. Like there are a couple performances that I think he did pretty okay with, but I was never like a huge fan of RJ. So maybe that does like maybe my bias just makes our like all of RJ's performances just rank a little bit lower for me just because of that. But yeah, Superstition is a very, very tough song to perform. It is, I think, Stevie Wonder's most famous song out of all of his catalog, or at least one of the most popular ones, because it was definitely one of the ones that I heard first. And so it's a tough one to do, and it's a tough one to live up to. So I appreciate him trying to do that and giving it his own like twist on it. I just didn't connect with the song, unfortunately.
Yeah. So this is an interesting thing for me with I talked about American Idol. I only watched the finale, but I didn't actually watch the full season, I think, until 2007. But I was very big into Christian music in the early 2000s, and RJ put out a Christian CD in, I think, 2004, and I bought that CD. So I knew him as the person who I had the CD of before I knew him from American Idol. And I love that CD. I actually just re-listened to it pretty recently. And the funny thing, it's funny we just talked about Nikki because I said her tone has a ceiling for me that's pretty low. Well, RJ has a floor for me that's pretty low because I love the tone of his
Me
voice.
too.
I think his voice is so beautiful. I think he's great with runs. He has great control. I don't think he always picked the best song,
Mm-mm.
but almost all of his performances are like bunched together around 30 for me, like 30 something out of 91, which means I consistently liked him, even if I didn't think he had a ton of like real big standouts. But I do like this one. I think it was good to see him let loose, do something more upbeat. I think that What Not to Sing score of 35 is crazy. Crazy. It should be like almost double that personally.
I just feel like RJ was always middle of the road for me. Like I never thought he was
Mhm.
going to win this thing, but he was that person who I was like, he has been consistently good to me. Like his tone is something I could listen to all the time. Like he has such control of his voice. His vocals are smooth. It's like butter. And so he was
Yeah.
always that person who I felt safe enough with. And is he going to wow me every time? No, no, probably not. But is he going to give me a consistently good performance where I'm like,
Solid. Yeah.
it's solid every
Mhm.
time? Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's going to give me a solid. Never felt nervous with RJ. I just really wanted him to have a moment where he stepped out. For me, I wanted him to prove Simon wrong. I wanted him
Yeah.
to
Oh
get
yeah.
not Simon approval, but I wanted him to prove him wrong. And I just don't think. Well, we of course that just never happened with Simon because he just never looked past what his own personal beliefs and biases were for us as artists.
Mhm.
But vocally, if you just listen to his tone, if you just close your eyes and not know it's RJ, and just close your eyes and let him sing, it's so soothing. It's so relaxing. He has a great tonal quality about his voice that for me, I was just like, yeah, absolutely, just
Yeah.
solid every single time.
Mhm. I agree. Well, let's move on to our number 19. Okay. So next up, we have Kelly Clarkson doing I Surrender. So this one, I had the highest. I had it at number 14. Lana had it at 17, and it did not make Eduardo's list. We probably know
It
why.
would have
You explained it.
it would have made it had I actually understood the assignment.
Yeah, that's okay. What's interesting to me is with top four week, we heard Kelly talking. She mentioned in the results show that herself and Tamira were very sick that week. They had no voice, and here she is singing a Celine Dion song, so like one of the hardest singers possible. And this is not an easy song to sing. I would actually say this is one of the hardest songs Kelly sang throughout the competition. Um, and you can tell that her voice is not 100%. There are
Mhm.
moments where it like starts to crack a little bit, but she still is able to shine through. So that's why I still had her pretty high on my list, is because like she still tackled it. She still hit those high notes. She wasn't off pitch. She delivered a strong standout performance for me. It was absolutely one of the best of the night. It has a 79 from What Not to Sing, even though she was sick that week. So that was impressive as hell for me. So
Mhm.
one of many Kelly Clarkson performances that I really liked this season.
For see, here's the thing, and I going back and looking at this, I was like, wow, what we thought was so great. And this is not dig at Kelly, because I'm sure if Kelly went back and listened to her American Idol performance, she'd be like, "Oh my God, that was not that good." And we know Kelly Clarkson now, who is phenomenal. Like Kelly
Yeah.
Clarkson now is amazing, and I really, really wanted to take that out of my brain when I was going back to
Mhm.
watch that, because my bias for Kelly Clarkson will completely take over if I
Mhm.
just allowed that to be there. So I had to completely remove how amazing Kelly is and how much I absolutely adore her voice and just strictly listen to this. And I was like, Kelly had some very shaky moments during American Idol because of the strain that they were putting on their voices and
Mhm.
throughout this competition. And being season one, we know it's a lot of trial and errors and situations, and they have definitely changed throughout, where they weren't making them work as hard throughout the season. But this song here, for Kelly Clarkson to do this song when she was sick, you could hear it in her voice when she was talking, you could hear it when she was singing, but to pull out the performance that she pulled out still was very, very impressive. It was very,
Mhm.
very impressive. Was it her best performance? No. But was it impressive, and what it definitely deserved to be on in anybody's top 20 for this season? Absolutely, because she pulled this out when she didn't have a whole lot in her. So I can do
Mhm.
nothing but respect her. And this was good. This was good.
Yeah. Unlike Lana, I did allow my Kelly Clarkson bias to carry me throughout this whole competition, because otherwise I would have not watched this entire competition. Um, it was the thing that was carrying me through. Because Lord, if Kelly wasn't here, I would have even watched past like the top 10. I would have been so so annoyed. Maybe Tamara would have kept me around. I don't know, but I did definitely let my Kelly bias show a lot, and so I still really really like this performance. And it might be my bias speaking. I didn't notice as many of the shaky notes that you guys are talking about, but yet again, I am not like a trained singer. I am not an expert in these things. I did notice some little more like grovel on her voice, but like
Yeah.
it didn't bother me at all. And you have to give Kelly huge props for being able to sing such a difficult song while being sick. Like I think there are people that healthy could not get to the level at which Kelly was when she was sick. So for that alone, you have to give her huge props, and to be able to sing a Celine Dion song in and of itself is a huge accomplishment. So yeah, I understand why it's here. I understand why it's a little bit lower for Kelly, but overall, this is a really, really good performance from Kelly.
Well, speaking of Tamara, let's move on to number 18. So, number 18, we have Tamira Gray doing Touch Me in the Morning by Diana Ross.
Mhm.
So, this one was highest on Lana's list at number 14. And I had it at number 15. And you guessed
And
it,
it would have
Eduardo.
made it my list if I knew the assignment.
Yes, it did not make Eduardo's list. So, Lana, why did you have this at number 14?
I thought it was really good. I think for this, for me, I don't like this song. I don't like Diana Ross's version of this song. I don't like Diana Ross' voice, period. So anybody who can take this song and improve it for me, you did your thing. And I think Tamira did that, because I hate this song. I cannot stand this song. I think Diana Ross sounds horrible on this song. I don't like her voice. But Tamira ate it up. And I think she did a really, really good job. And so I the one thing's for sure, Tamira Gray is going to sing a song and sing it well, because she can just sing. And it was I just really enjoyed her. I enjoyed her in the season. I I just I this is one of many songs that's probably in the top 20 for her, but I feel like this is in the right spot for this song because she took a song that I didn't like, but made me enjoy it. So I really enjoy that.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with you. I think what's interesting about Tamira, so like obviously, I think a lot of the discussion is going to be around Kelly and Tamira. Thank God both of them were there. I think if one of them wasn't
Mhm.
there, the competition would suffer significantly. But what's
Yes.
interesting is Kelly often picked a lot of crowd pleasers. Like she picked songs that are so easy to get the audience on your side. And Tamira, she picked a little bit more deep cuts.
Mhm.
Like she had her share of crowd pleasers too, but she was able to take songs that were not as familiar with everybody in the audience and just deliver really solid performances. And this is one of them. And I was really glad that we got her here because she was kicking off the top 10. I think at this point, she still is the front runner to win
Mhm.
because really Kelly kind of came out of nowhere. And it really wasn't until a week that we'll talk about eventually that I think was like the game changer week for Kelly. But at this point, Tamira was showing she's solid, she's reliable, and this absolutely deserved to be on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, had I not known that Kelly Clarkson wins the season, I would have thought that Tamira would have been the person taking it home. I will just say that right now. Um, I do really appreciate this performance from Tamara. I do agree with you, Lana. I do not care for this song at all. Um, I actually did not connect with any of the Motown songs mostly because it just I don't know. It wasn't like it's just not the type of music that I tend to listen to, unfortunately.
Cause you're
But
a
like,
baby.
yeah, because I'm a baby, of course. It's not the kind of music that I grew up listening to, of course. So
Look, we're
I,
too young for Motown, but we grew up on it
I'm
still.
about to say my parents
yeah,
played it, so I definitely heard
Yeah,
it all the
my
time.
I'm so thankful. That's the thing I'm most thankful for with my parents is that they were
Yes.
always playing the oldies, always. So it made me appreciate the Temptations, the Supremes, the
yeah,
Beatles, Elvis, all of them, like the Beach Boys, Frankie Valli. Yes, I love oldies.
Me too.
yeah. Yeah, I just grew up listening to hard rock from my father and the Beatles from my grandfather, and that's about it. So Motown was never like anywhere near the music that I listened to, thanks to like my family or anything. So just, I did not connect with a lot of the songs going on here. But when a song is great, when an artist is so good that you can take a song that I don't really care for and you make it great, that's a huge accomplishment. And Tamara was able to do that with this song. She's an absolute gem. She's
Yeah.
an incredible artist. I absolutely adore her. I wish we got to see more of her, but unfortunately we did. But this is an incredible, incredible performance from Tamara.
Mhm. Yeah. So yes, we are very thankful for Tamira and Kelly, but there's another person that we should be thankful for, and it is the person at number 17 because we definitely needed Justin Guarini too. So here is his performance of "Let's Stay Together" by Al Green. So
Mhm.
on our rankings, Lana had this at number 6. I had it at number 22, and Eduardo didn't
Did
rank
not
it.
have it on my list.
That's okay.
I think this was his best performance. I think this was his best performance of the season for me because it was in the zone. He was in his sweet spot. It wasn't too hammy. It wasn't so cheesy. And me personally, I love Al Green and I love this song. And so if anybody can sing it and sing it well and sing it right, I'm like, period. And I think he did well. Well, no, this is not his best song of the season. I just lied. We'll talk about the song that I think is his best song of the season, but this was one of his better songs of the season. I think this was such a he was just smooth about it. It was one of his all of his performances that I liked was when he was not super corny, super cheesy, super super Justin, and
Mhm.
he dialed it down a little bit and just stayed in the sweet spot and just sang the song, not relied on. Oh, I'm cute. Girls, look
Mhm.
at me. Like he didn't rely on that hamminess, but he just sang the song. And this was one of the ones that he just sang the song. It was smooth, it was buttery, it was good. It was good.
Mhm. Yeah, I know Lana can't wait to talk about PYT later on. I'm
If
kidding,
you
of
don't
course.
get that out of here. I
When
think that was his lowest ranking song for me.
It, yeah, it was for me
it
too.
was
But
not
yeah,
good.
Not good.
it was not. But this one was very good. And this is not an easy song to sing. I think Al Green is one of the tougher vocalists to live up to from that era. And when I think of Justin, I think more of a showman than a vocalist.
Mhm.
But when he did sing the song, I was like, yeah, you've got the chops to do this. Like, you've got the soul behind it. So yeah, I think there's like a musical theater element to him that just brings out the cheesy side. But this time it was just butter. So I absolutely agree that this deserves its place on the list as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I for the entire season I had a love-hate relationship with Justin because I thought he had good voice and he was fine. But then, like, what bothered me the most was the fans that he had. I feel very similarly to Justin the way I feel about Taylor Swift, where like they're a good artist, sure, but the artists bother me for some reason. There's something about, I mean, the fans bother me for some reason. Um, the girls that just scream incessantly and do not let me hear anything that's going on bother me a lot. The fact that he probably made it through several rounds where he did fine, but not great, and could have honestly gone home and he made it only because he was cute bothered me as well. It wasn't until later on I hope we get to talk about it later on, um, a moment where it finally clicked for me, uh, where I was like, okay, Justin, you're finally getting the hang of this, and I'm starting to like what you're bringing to the table. And so this was after that had already happened, and I was starting to like what Justin was bringing to the table. This is definitely one of Justin's better performances. It was not my favorite Justin performance. There are, I think, at least three or four more performances that I like from Justin, but I still liked it. I still thought it was a good song choice, and like you said, All Green is a very good vocalist, so it's a very tough song to live up to. And Justin did like like Ray said, you did your thing, man. You did your thing. You did your
You
thing.
did, dog. Did you did, dog? Did
You did it, dog. You did it, dog.
you
Okay, well, let's move on to our number 16. So our number 16 is RJ Helton doing Lately by Stevie Wonder, another Stevie Wonder song. This is interesting because this is actually the first song that is on all three of our list. I had it the highest. I had it at number 13, um, followed by Eduardo, who had it at 16, and Lana had it at number 24. I was going to be very upset if this didn't make the list because for me, this was RJ's standout moment of the season. And what made it really sweet was that he really got to prove Simon wrong. You could tell he came back. He wasn't even sure if he wanted to do the wild card show, but he came back. He came back with a fire, and he delivered really, really strong vocals. Even rewatching this recently, I was like, man, those vocals are there. I wish he had found the right song like this every week because I think he could have like found his way into the top three. I think if he had been able to solidly stick with songs like this that perfectly work in his vocal range, but some of the runs that he does in this song are incredible. Like I don't see how anybody could be mad or not crazy about RJ after this.
Well, this was my biggest peak on RJ. This is when I liked RJ the most. Uh, I agree with you. I think this is his best performance throughout the entire competition, I will say, or at least for me. Um, because truly, like when he came back for the wild card, I was not really expecting him to win it. I will say that. But then when he performed the song, I was absolutely sure that he was going to win it or that he deserved to win it. I was not sure if he was going to get picked because, we had the whole fight. But um I truly thought that, like, after seeing this performance, I was like, yeah, RJ absolutely deserves it. He deserves to come back. He earned his spot in the top 10, absolutely. As I said, we saw a lot of Stevie Wonder performances, and not all of them I'm a fan of because it's hard to live up to Stevie Wonder, but this was one of the scenarios where I do think where RJ took the song and made it his own, and I think he did a really good job. After this, I had an issue. I think you said it David. I think my biggest issue is the song choices that he did that I failed to connect with, and that's why my love for RJ started going down more and more because I was like, I don't love the songs that you're picking. But this song was absolutely perfect for him. I thought he did an amazing job with it. And yeah, this is my biggest peak for RJ. Well done.
I really like this. I thought Archie did a really good job with this song. The reason it didn't make it so high on my list is because I've heard this song better.
Mhm,
RJ has done it well. He did it really well. But I've heard it so much better. Not from Steve, because of course the original is the original, but from other art people who aren't, you know, aren't famous and who didn't, but who covered it, and I've heard it done better. But what I will say is the control that RJ had, and I love that he has that control because he handles. Because one thing Stevie is going to do is Stevie is going to run up and down that scale. He's going to run up
mhm,
and down the scale, up and down the scale. And if you don't know how to do it right, you go sound stupid. RJ knows how to do it, and he controlled those runs in the best way possible. Because this song is the runs are in the song. It's built
mhm,
in, so you have to know how to do it in order to sing this song. You can't just get up there and not know how to do a run and expect to sing lately good. Like there's no artist in the world who has tried it and can do it right way. So the runs are built in the song, and RJ knew that, and he can run so well that this was the perfect song for him to sing in a comeback round. This was the comeback that he needed. And
mhm,
like I said, with Superstition, I felt like he made that his own. He made that it just hit the sweet spot for him. This hit the sweet spot for him. And it was like, yeah, this is the perfect song for you to sing. And it was able to have Simon say, yeah, he listened to what happened. He heard me call him a loser and lump him in that loser category. And he came back and said, let me show you a loser. And I love that for RJ. I
mhm.
love that for RJ. I'm glad he did it. This was a good moment for him.
I love it when artists lock in.
Lock
Yes.
in, baby. If you gonna come on the competition, you got to lock in. If you
Lock
ain't ready to lock
in.
in, don't come. Or just be prepared to be told that you aren't good enough.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, speaking of lock in, let's lock into that finale with
Mhm.
our number 15 entry.
Ugh, yes.
So, yes, number 15, we have Before Your Love, an original song for Kelly Clarkson. And this was the highest on Lana's list at number 10. I had it at number 16. And Eduardo,
It
not
would
on the
have
list.
made my list had I understood the assignment.
This I love this song. And I was so upset that this wasn't the song that they put out as her single. I love a moment like this. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a moment like this. I do. I do. But I felt so much when she sang this song. And it was so weird that how much I remembered this song. Because, like, I have not heard this song since 2003 when it came out. And like I was one of those people. I bought her EP of A Moment Like This and Before Your Love. I bought it because I was a fan. And so, but I lost that CD so long ago, and I hadn't listened to it, and and so I hadn't heard the song in a minute. And so when I watched the finale, and I was like, oh, I really did like this song. And the fact that it came back to my mind from the corners of my brain, and I was singing along with it, and I was like, oh, I remember all of this. I love the song, and I thought this was such. I wanted this to be the song out. I understand why a moment like this was the song that they chose to put out for her and for whoever won the finale, because the lyrics in that song, it fit. It fit what
Yeah.
was the moment that was happening. But this was such a beautiful song, and I think Kelly performed it so beautifully. And like for me in the finale, it was a knockout. Like there was no way Justin Guarini was gonna beat Kelly Clarkson in either of those songs. In either
Mhm,
of those songs, those songs were not made for him. Those songs were made for her, and she blew it out of the park every single. This was one of my oh, I was so amazed at how much I remembered this song and how it just sat in my head. I was like, wow, I pulled that out of who knows where, but I love it. I love it.
Mhm. Yeah, it's so funny because like watching this performance, I go back to exactly where I was in 2002 because like I said, the only episode I watched was the finale. The performance part of the finale, not the results show. But I remember this was the standout moment for me too. And I was like, I don't know her. I don't know what her personality's like, but I really like this song and her vocals are good. And I agree with you. I think this would have been the main single for me. And yeah, a moment like this does have that kind of like, and I mean this in the best way, like cheesy coronation single
Exactly.
vibes. Yeah,
Exactly. Like I just won this big moment, a moment like this.
yeah,
Yes.
which is perfect for a
Perfect.
winner, and when they're getting crowned, and you will see a lot of those moving forward, Eduardo.
Hmm.
For me, I think there's only like two that I love, and that's we'll get to it: the season 3 winners
Yep.
coronation song and the season 11 coronation song, which I bet you've heard, Eduardo. I won't say anything more, but
Okay.
yeah, but this one, yeah, I like Before Your Love. I think I'm the only person who had this higher in the ranking than a moment like this.
Mm.
Yeah, I was going to say it's funny to hear you both say that you like this more than a moment like this because I loved a moment like this and I thought this one was good, but not as great as a moment like this. So it's very
Mm,
interesting to see that. But I thought I agree with you, Lana, absolutely. Both of these songs were made for Kelly. Justin had absolutely no chance at all,
No
especially with
chance.
like hearing the contrast because they both had to sing the same song. It was like, okay, Justin's good. Kelly fucking murdered him. Kelly does great. Oh, Justin did fine. Like it
I
was
didn't even think Justin did
crazy.
fine. I thought Justin's performances of both of these songs were horrible.
he lost his voice by that finale. You can tell.
You
It
could,
was
it
That's
was
fair.
just not good. I was like, even the way he was presenting it, it was just not good to me. And I was like, these songs were not made for him. That's not
Yeah,
that was not made for that voice. That was those are belty songs. He's not a belter.
yeah,
imagine
yeah.
my
It's
surprise
true.
when Lana accidentally put it on her list of
Oh,
25 at first.
oh my god. Oh my God.
No,
I was like,
the
wait, something's not, because I saw it and I was like, Before Your Love, because I'm like, oh yeah, Before Your Love. Then I saw it was from Justin. I was like, oh no, 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 no,
hold
no, no, no,
on.
no, 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 no. That's
Yeah, no,
not supposed to be on my list. Absolutely not.
yeah. Kelly devoured this
Murdered.
finale,
Oh, burnt.
murdered the finale, stomped on Justin. Justin had absolutely no shot at winning this competition. Um, Yeah, and this song is absolutely amazing. I think both of the original songs are really really good, and I think Kelly does an amazing job with both. I think Kelly could sing mostly anything, and she would absolutely kill it. So there's no shock that she absolutely
Kell it.
killed this original song.
Look, we see that now. Kelly Clarkson can sing anything and murder it, and everybody in the music industry knows it, and they don't want Kelly Clarkson covering their songs on her show because they will no longer be their song.
It
Everybody's
will
like,
now
Kelly,
I've
become
been Kelly
Kelly's song.
Clarkson. I've been Kelly Clarkson. And it's like, oh, she didn't stole my. She has stolen a lot of people's songs and she
Mhm,
knows it. But baby, keep
Absolutely,
stealing songs because it's so good.
oh, absolutely.
mhm. Well, it's funny. We're going in a pattern. We went RJ, Kelly, Tamira, Justin. RJ, Kelly, Tamira is next at number 14. Okay, so I had this the highest. For me, this was number 9 on my list. It was number 15 on Lana's list, and
It
not
wasn't
on it.
on my list, but it would have been had I understood it. Okay, you get it now. Anyways, you get it
Okay,
by now. I don't have to say it every single time.
yes. Here's what I'm going to say. Thank God this was the very first performance from the semifinals. Because I think if you had started out with some of the other performances we got from group one, you would feel hopeless. But we
Hmm.
started off really, really strong. I have heard better versions of "And I Am Telling You I'm Not Going." So it's a little weird for me. Like this has an 86 on What Not to Sing, which is one of the absolute. I think that's like in the top 4 scores for the season, um, and it's really, really good. But I think. I think the fact that it's just her and a piano is a nice touch. I would
Mhm.
love to hear this with a full orchestra and
Mhm.
Yeah.
full drama, full lighting, everything. But
Yeah.
even with her just stripped down, just her standing there, microphone, piano, she killed it. She killed it. It was a no brainer that she was going to be in the top 10 after this performance. If she had not got voted in, it would be maybe the biggest travesty in semifinals history on American Idol.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I absolutely love this.
It would have been a travesty. It would have been a riot. I would have stopped watching it. She didn't like. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like she, this was the best song in that group. She was the best performer in that group by far. It was some good ones in there, but Tamara was the best. Like it was a
Mhm.
no brainer for me that she would make it in the top 10. But yeah, this I agree with you. I've heard other versions. People sing it better, but like I agree, also agree that the stripped down version we don't hear, and I am telling you in a very stripped down version. We always hear,
Mhm.
and I'm telling you in a very orchestrated, very dramatic lighting, all of that
Mhm.
stuff. So we don't really get that we didn't get that theatrical feel from this song from her, but she sang it. She just gave us the raw vocals, and that was all we needed for that
Mhm.
moment. And she did an amazing, amazing job. So absolutely, she deserved.
Mhm. Tamara, I am so mad at you because you were so good that you made everyone look like fucking babies in group one. Like crazy. Like you'd set the bar too high, girl. You set the bar way too high, girl. Like group one absolutely, and I say this with all the love, fucking sucked. It was so bad. It was so bad. Um I like I agree with Simon. Most of those people should not quit their day job. Um, Tamara truly was the only person in group one that I was like, you are amazing. You are incredible. And yes, sure, we've all said it. We've heard better versions of, and I'm telling you, sure. But I I think especially with a group that is so weak, Tamara really excelled and shined and really like I think that just ups her score a lot more, especially with like if you are surrounded by people that are
Mhm.
gonna suck and you excel at something, you're gonna look even better while doing it. So I am super happy that Tamara made it here, and I'm happy that this made it here as well.
I
Let's shout
want to.
out Christopher Aaron. Oh,
I'm about
sorry.
to say because there was some people in
Yeah,
Group One
Christopher
that
Aaron was the
he
other
should
person
have
that
been.
did great.
Christopher
Yeah.
should have. Christopher shouldn't have been in that wild card. He didn't even. He shouldn't have been in the wild card. He should have been
No,
voted right all the way through.
Right.
It was, but
absolutely.
because I'm about to say because there was some people in Group One because was Jasmine wasn't in Group One, was she? Was not in Group
She
One, was she?
wasn't.
I don't think
Okay,
so.
no, no, but Christopher was definitely Group One, and I felt like he was good. But Tamira was here.
Yep.
Christopher
Yes, it
was
was his.
here, just a little below. I
And
mean,
then
he
everyone
wasn't,
was
and everybody
here.
else was like, whatever. Well, you, I don't know where y'all at, but
True.
yeah,
I agree with
yeah.
that.
Mhm. Well, let's move on to lucky number 13. So I will be honest, I'll say this up front. This is the most shocking placement for me. I had this ranked number two. Lana had it at number 22. I honestly thought this would have a good shot at being number one overall in our rankings. And that's because this is an extremely, extremely popular performance from American Idol history. What Not to Sing, as you see there, the score is 95. 95 is unheard of. Just to give you a little bit of history, this was the highest scoring performance from season one, and it took until season seven for something to tie with it at a
That's
95.
crazy because I can think of three
And
performances coming up in the
right,
next season that will top this for me.
I agree. There are better performances.
Mhm.
It was not until season 12 that something finally passed it. We got something with a 96 in season 12. And that's sitting at the highest. This is tied for number two overall for highest scoring performances. and I love it. I think it's so fun. Like this was a great night. I think anytime they do big band on American Idol, it's a great night. I think this week of American Idol, I don't know if it still does, but it was like the highest average score on What Not to Sing for many many years, because there's several standout performances, which we'll get to. We'll get to a couple of them later. But for me, this was my personal favorite of the night. It was pretty close between this and a few others. But I just thought she showed a lot of whimsy, personality. The vocals were there. Like she could do this on Broadway and kill it. I absolutely love this. My friend Colin, you know Colin, Lana. Anytime he gets drunk, he's like, let's listen to stuff like that there by Kelly Clarkson. This is just a beloved performance. So I did expect it to be at least top 10, but I perfectly respect it not connecting with you all. That's what I'm glad. I wanted some diversity in our lists, and so we're getting that a little bit.
Here's the thing. It's not that it didn't connect with me. I really enjoyed the song. I just didn't think this was her standout performance for me.
Mhm.
I liked this. I liked how she did it, and yes, I really, really, really think that she could do this song on a Broadway stage, in a Las Vegas lounge, in somebody's cabaret. Like she could do this. I love big band, by the way. Big band is secretly one of my favorite genres of music, and it's all
Mhm.
because of my daddy. Thank you, daddy, for working. My dad used to work at Time Life. For those who know, Time Life used to do a lot of videos with CDs. They came out with a lot of music CDs and compilations of CDs and music and stuff. And he just they gave away a lot of swag stuff when he worked there. And Big Band was one of the things that he brought home. And and I'm about to say how old I am. I listened to that cassette tape so much because I just enjoyed the big band sound. Just that era did it for me. And I was like, I wore that done tape out till it broke. I broke it. I broke it because I wore it out so much. So I always loved when American Idol did big band and that thing. And so I thought this was such a fun night. And this was one of my favorite performances of that night. One was better for me, but I thought she was clear second for me as the best of this night. This was so good. I did enjoy it, but it was just
Mhm.
some one that just did it better for me.
Yeah, I will just say this now. Big Bang was my favorite week of the season. I think almost everyone absolutely killed this week. They really performed at a really high level. Even people that I didn't like really connect with a lot of the times, I thought had a really good performance this week. And of course, Kelly did an amazing job here. I like the theatricality of all of the big band that goes on throughout this episode. Like it's just all so theatrical, so big, obviously, uh, and just like it just sounds so interesting to me as someone that like didn't grow up listening to big band and like doesn't really listen to big band a lot. I really liked all of the songs that I listened to that week, and Kelly Clarkson, as you said, I think could stand on a stage on Broadway and perform this song and do it perfectly. She showed us that she is an absolute powerhouse, and she will always do really good when she's singing. And yeah, this is definitely a very, very good performance from Kelly Clarkson. It's just not my favorite. There's other performances from Kelly that I would probably listen to before I listen to this one, but it's still very, very good, and I'm happy that it's this high up.
Okay, well, let's get to another Kelly Clarkson performance at number 12. Okay, we have Don't Play That Song, You Lied by Benny King. So I had this ranked the highest at number 10. Lana, you had it at number 13. Eduardo did not rank it. We understand now. we get it. But yeah, I really like this song. I think this is one of her more soulful performances.
Yes.
It just has kind of a kick to it. And what's really interesting is my most recent rewatch, I know that she loves country, and I can almost hear that country like soulful twang. Like that kind of like Reba would do that in like the early 90s. She had like
Hmm.
why haven't I heard from you? Like she had certain songs like that. And I almost got that element from Kelly on this song. Like it would be really cool to hear her do a straight up country soul version of this. but I thoroughly love this. I think this is really like around the time where things were really shifting in favor of Kelly, and she was
Mhm.
just showing how consistent she was. The momentum was there. This is definitely one of the standout performances from for me.
I agree with that. I think this was so good for her. It is that soulful kind of country-ish kind of bluesy type.
Mm.
Like she fused a lot into it, and we know Kelly she's a sassy singer. She has that you know attitude about her when she sings, and we saw it a lot during this season where she does a whole lot of head thing, and she does a whole lot of she can look at the camera and raise her eyebrow, and she does that thing that I like about her. She's very sassy, and I love a feisty, sassy singer who gives us attitude and emotes all that energy when she's singing. Uh, but I thought this was such a good one. Like it just gave me like don't play that song. You lied to me. Don't you try to come back and spin the block with me. Don't you sit here and try to make me feel bad for leaving you. You lied. So don't try. And I loved it. I think she just did a phenomenal job with this one.
Mhm.
This is one of the songs I was like, okay, Kelly. All right. It was that time. It was around that time you'd be like, okay. What bothered me though, not from Kelly, and I can't remember when it was. I think it was. Oh no, it was in the when they were getting ready to go to the top 10. When Simon was like, "I don't even remember you. I don't remember
Yeah,
your audition." I was like, "Hello, what are
didn't
you
even talk about
talking?
what she just did.
What she just
Yeah,
did?
come
She
on.
just sang a song out her soul, and you talking about I don't remember you? Like, hello for that." Even then, because I'm like, we all heard her audition. We all heard what she just did in front of y'all for this top 10. And all you can sit here and say is you didn't remember her for our audition. Listen to the voice
Crazy.
and base this on the voice. Yeah, yeah. I thought she just did amazing with this song. Though.
Mhm.
I am starting to run out of compliments to give Kelly, because there's so much. I could talk about her for hours and hours, but it's just constantly the same things that can say about her, about how amazing she is, how good of a singer she is, how she can cover any song ever and do an amazing job at it. But what I will say about Kelly that I wasn't expecting from the season is seeing the different sides of Kelly that I haven't gotten to see, because I've gotten to see newer Kelly, modern Kelly, and instead of Kelly when she was starting out. And so seeing a little more shyer or more
Goofy.
soulful
She's
side or
goofy.
goofier
Yes.
side, it was very, very interesting and very fun to watch, and very cool to see the evolution from this, they called her the girl next door, and she went from that all the way to this incredible, powerful, one of the best voices of our generation. And seeing that
Mhm.
shift is absolutely amazing. And I do agree, this is the moment where that shift started happening from I'm just a cute little girl to, oh, I am here to win this competition. I am going to destroy all of you in this competition, and you have no shot. So, yeah, that's all I say
Oh,
for now about Kelly, because I'm sure we'll talk about
yeah.
her even more now.
I was about to say, you better start thinking of other nice things to say about her because we're not even halfway through the top 20 yet.
Yeah,
She will
Lord,
be she will be present in the top 10 for sure. But she does
obviously.
get a break as we move on to number 11. So we have Justin Guarini doing "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me" by Elton John. So this was number 3 on Eduardo's list. It was number 19 on my list. It didn't make Lana's list.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, sure. Um, for me, the reason why I like it, it's because I felt like the song choice that the judges made, of course, was really good. I felt like it really made me connect with Justin finally, because Justin at this point kept singing the songs of "Hey girl, come over here, let's have fun together, let's be sexy together," and whatever. And so this one felt outside of the box, and I was like, finally something different. Um, and so it was at a moment where I was starting to like Justin a little bit more. And so everything just kind of came together for me to really give Justin some, in my opinion, best performance overall throughout the competition. Um, it finally just felt like, okay, I can see why you deserve to actually make it as far as you did instead of like just being a, a cute little boy. You actually have some talent that you're showing off finally. So I think it was mostly just the song choice that really helped out for me. Maybe I'm just a big Elton John fan, I don't know. But yeah, I just really connected with the song for some reason, and yeah, I thought this was Justin's best, or at least his peak, I guess. So yeah, that's why I liked it.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you have to say, because this was one of the more out of the box performances from Justin. This was not selected from him, but he was really sticking with his own genre, staying in his lane. So I do like that the judges kind of challenged him to do something different. And this is a power ballad that you really have to have strong vocals, be able to hold out long notes. And he like stepped up to the plate and he landed it. I thought he was very successful with this. This is one of the what not to sing scores that I disagree with the most. 45 is kind of wild to me. I think this is like 70 range for me. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites from him. I do have a few that I like more, and we'll get into those later.
Okay.
This wasn't my favorite from him. That's why I didn't make my list. I think he did a decent job for me. I've heard it done so much better, way better. We'll go hear that very soon. But I don't know. It's just
And often on American Idol. This is one of the most,
Oh
it's one of the most sung
I think
songs
it
on
might
American
be
Idol.
the most performed song on American Idol.
oh
I would not be
no.
surprised if it is because it's been done a lot. I mean, because the song is such a great song. Look, you can't get
We
mad
saw
at
it last
people.
week.
Right. We can't get mad at people for wanting to do timeless classics and do some really good songs. This is one of those timeless songs that's just going to be good no matter when you sing it. I just don't know if this was enough for me with him.
Okay.
That makes
Well,
sense.
maybe he was enough with our number 10 performance. So for number 10, we're going back to Big Band Week. This is Get Your Kicks on Route 66. And so on the rankings, this was number 5 for Eduardo, and it was number 12 for me. And unfortunately, it did not make Lana's list. And I am so happy it made this list. So, Eduardo, why don't you tell us why you had this at number 5?
Yeah, this was the week where I said, okay, Justin, you got me. You're actually kind of good. This is the moment where I like finally like everything clicked for me for Justin. Because before this I was like, I'm tired of Justin. I don't care for Justin. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm annoyed at his fans. I want him to go. And then he performed this and I was like, actually you fucking killed that. I cannot lie to you. My bias against you can't it's not strong enough for me to say that you did bad here. So you know what? Congratulations. You actually did really well. And so I think to have a song or to have a performance that really switches my opinion on you from a negative one to a mostly positive one, you have to do something pretty good, in my opinion, to have me switch up that quickly. And so I think Justin did a really good job with the song. And as I said, just Big Band as a whole was my favorite week. I like the theatricality of it all. I like how big everything is about it. He was not my favorite this week, I think, but he was definitely one of the best ones, and it was definitely one of his best weeks in his best performances. So for that, I have to give him props.
Mhm. I will say, for full disclosure, so the first two people to submit their list were myself and Lana. And initially, based on our averages, this was not in the top 20. And I was really bummed out. I was like, why isn't it? Now I want to talk about this one. So I was very relieved when Eduardo submitted it, because this is actually my second favorite of his performances from the season. And I will say, We talked about how he sometimes leans into the cheesy. This time he did lean into the cheesy, but I actually think this was the only time that it worked.
It worked.
And I think it's because you got to be a showman and you got to be really theatrical
Mm-hmm.
and do over the top things that you wouldn't normally do in performance.
Mm-hmm.
We got that from Tamira, we got that from Kelly, we
Kelly.
got that from Justin, like in big band week, and it worked for me. I thought his vocals were solid. It was an entertaining performance. I love that this is the picture we have of Amir because it just really goes to show like how like crazy animated he was throughout the
Yeah.
performance. It was just a lot of fun for me. And hey, I'm from the birthplace. All right, I live in the birthplace of Route 66, Springfield, Missouri. So I love the song, anyways. But yeah, I would love to hear why it didn't make Lana's list, though.
It didn't make my list because I felt like some other people did better. I just think other
Mhm.
people that week did better than him. And I wasn't going to put stack all Big Band week because I do think Big Band was a really strong week for everybody. But I didn't want to put everybody on my list from this thing. But for me, and because I don't think this was his best performance, I do agree with the fact that him leaning into his cheesy side worked because that's what big band is. It is a little cheesy. It is a little theatrical. It is a little pop pop, it's a lot of that. And
Yeah.
so I love that. And I do think he did a really good job with this. This don't get me wrong, don't let me I do like this how he did it. I just felt like it was other people who were stronger than him in this week. And but I don't this is not a bad performance from him. I just seen he has other performances that I like better.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's move on to our number nine. So we have Tamira Gray doing "A House Is Not a Home" by Luther Vandross. So I had this the highest. I had this ranked at number four. Lana had it at number seven. Eduardo did not have it on the list. And this is another one, other than stuff like that, this was the biggest surprise to me that this was this low because this was another one. I was like, between like three or four performances that I thought could be number one. I thought this was a strong contender. This is by far one of my favorite performances from Tamira. I think her vocals are so solid. I am a sucker for when somebody holds out a power note and they're holding it out straight and then that like gradual vibrato comes in and oh, I'm like literally getting chills just thinking about her performing this song and doing that. The vocals are incredible. This is one of the highest what not to sing score performances of all time. It has a 92. It's extremely rare that a performance gets over a 90. This was the second highest on what not to sing for this season specifically. Love this. Cannot say enough good things about this.
Mhm.
This is a really strong performance from Tamira. I have to say, the only reason it wasn't higher on my list and it's no fault of her own. I hated the arrangement of the song. They had it going way too fast for this song. It didn't give her room to breathe into the song. It was much too fast, the arrangement of it. But she handled it beautifully because she did what she could do with the arrangement that they gave her, but it was much too fast for this song. This song needs room to let the artist breathe in it and sink in
They
it.
have
And
time limits.
yes, and that's fine, but then don't make them sing that much of the song. You know what I mean? Like, you need to let the artist breathe in a song like this. Like, she was just like, a house is not a home and there's no one there to hold the key and still be there, be in love with. Like, that's
Did
too
you watch
fast
it
for
on
this
2X?
song. Huh?
Did you watch it on 2X?
Oh no, I was watching a normal speed and it was much too fast for that song. Especially if you listen to when Luther sings it and how he takes his time with it. And I understand you get a minute to sing, or whatever the time, whatever they gave him. But then cut out something. Give her time to breathe, like extend that so she could. I felt it was rushed, and I felt that is why she didn't get the. I felt she could have got so much higher and much better, and like she would have been able to sit in that song for a minute, and they didn't allow her to do that. But she sang it though. She sang it. Every note was on point. Every like you said, that long note, and then let the vibrato come in at the end is. is beautiful. She did was the best that she could do with the arrangement that they gave her. So props to her.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm glad you put it into words, Lana, because I was struggling to figure out why I didn't connect with this performance as much as I connected with the rest of Tamara's performances. And I think you're right. I think it's the fact that they didn't let her breathe in it, because I think this song deserves it. And I think Tamara had just better performances as a whole, but it's still a
Hmm.
very, very good song. Tamara is an incredible singer, and she did an incredible job with what she was given with the song. It's just a song that's very tough, and I hadn't noticed it until now, but yeah, it was going a little faster than I would have liked it to go. So, had they given her a little bit more time and a little more room to breathe, a little bit more room to sit with the song and show the emotion and really feel the feelings that she needs to feel, I think it would have been breathtaking. It would have been like absolutely top tier. And unfortunately, they didn't allow her to do that. So, it just didn't connect with me as much as I would have liked it to be.
This song, her singing this song with modern American Idol, however they have a band, would have eaten it up because the band would have been able to let her breathe in it. And
Yeah.
even if with the time limit, they would have been able to like give the breaks so she can hold them out the notes long. It would if they had a band. And see, this is what I'm saying. First season, they didn't have a band. They just had audio tracks. I get it. I understand it. But this kind of song needs a live band behind it so they can give the cues and make it hit like it needs to hit. But yeah, she
Yeah.
still sang that episode. Oh yeah,
Mhm. It's crazy to me that she went home the very next week, like after
which is
doing this.
madness. I still say
Insane.
it's insane. And
But
honestly, I'm a conspiracy theorist here. I'm gonna put on my conspiracy hat. I think the producers and everybody else thought that finale was gonna be Tamira and Kelly. And
it
that is
should
why
have
the
been Tamara and Kelly.
songs Before Your Love and A Moment Like This was chosen
Mm.
because they thought it was going to be Tamira and Kelly. Because could you have imagined both of them
Oh,
singing those songs? Ooh,
it'd
it
be a fight.
would have been a fight. It would have been a
Yes.
oh. But I really do think my conspiracy theory is the producers picked those songs thinking that Tamira and Kelly were going to be in the finale, and they did not
Mhm.
think Justin was going to be there.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I think they even had like a clip of like them rehearsing at one point,
Recorded,
and it showed her.
yes,
Yeah,
she
yeah, yeah.
recorded the song.
Yep. Ooh, release that.
That's what I said. It's somewhere out in the ethos. Somebody out
Yeah.
there got it.
Do
But
it,
yeah,
Tamara. Do it. I need
Okay,
it.
let's move on to our number 8 performance. Okay, we have "Without You" by Kelly Clarkson performed it. It's by Mariah Carey though. So this is number 4 on Lana's list and number 5 on my list. And you guessed it, it is not on
Not
Eduardo's
on
list.
my list. Yeah, we know.
this is a hard song to sing. Mariah Carey is a hard artist to sing. She's on
Mhm.
that wavelength with Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Aretha Franklin, and guess what? Kelly Clarkson sang mostly all of them because she can. And she sang this song. This was the judge's choice, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know." But then I was like, "What do you mean you don't know? This is Kelly freaking Clarkson. Of course she could sing without you." And
Mhm.
hearing her sing it back recently, I was like, "Wow, wow, she really." And I'm like, if this was Kelly Clarkson in 2002, what would Kelly Clarkson do to this song in 2020? She would murder this song. She would murder this song. And she ate this song up in this performance. I thought this was so good. It was good. She just did a really, really good job. And this was a time when she needed to do that. So I was very happy to see her do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, for me, so it really was the last 3 weeks of the competition that you could tell Kelly was sick and she was losing her
Mm-hmm.
voice. Like it happened top 4, top 3, top 2. But I think of all of the performances in that range, this is the one where she overcame it the most, especially knowing how hard it was. It's almost like if she was, the bigger the task was, the bigger the challenge, the more she lived up to it. Because the vocals on this are insane. Like she's able to hit those notes and make it sound so easy. There are like tiny cracks in her voice, but I think that almost added to the performance for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it gave it personality. It gave it like
Grit.
desperation.
Little
Yeah,
grit.
grit,
Right.
grit. We
Little
love that.
grit.
So yeah, I absolutely love this. I'm really happy that it's as high as it is, especially just being on 2 lists. Like it's crazy that we still got this at number 8.
It would have
Love
been
this.
higher had I had the opportunity.
I just, but see, and here, before you go real quick, it's, if you think about this song, she has to jump from a whole octave higher when she starts. She's starting. That's why this song is so hard to sing. To start with, can't live living without. You start all the way down there, then you got to go, can't live. It's crazy. Like it's crazy to do that, and to do it when you sick and your voice is draining and it's hurt. Like I know she's saying, and that hurt her to do that because it's incredible. But it did add that little desperation in that, in her when she was singing it. Because if you listen to the words, I can't live without you. If living is without you, that gives us that like, oh, I'm so desperate to have you in my life. And then that grit, that oh, okay, I'm sorry. It's just so good, so good.
No, I absolutely agree with everything that you said, Lana. Like the you could feel the emotion behind the voice, and as you said, that graveliness, that raspiness behind the voice really helped to embody that desperation of I genuinely cannot live without you. So that did add to the song, like you said, David. This is what I get for trying to be unique and different. This doesn't get a higher placement because it absolutely would have deserved it. Anyways, whatever. Kelly Clarkson, absolutely amazing. She killed it. Like this, singing Mariah Carey in and of itself and singing it well is a feat on of its own. And then doing it while you're sick and your voice is going and you still absolutely kill it and you jump that octave like you said, Lana. Huge props. This is why I said it. Kelly Clarkson is one of the best vocalists of our generation. Not many people could do that. Not many people can do that.
Well, let's go on to our number 7. So I do have some good news. You all will be happy to know that from here on out, all of our top 7 are on all of our lists. So yay. No more telling Eduardo that you made a mistake by ranking it wrong. But this one's actually kind of wild. So this is a moment like this, the winner single from the finale. But this one's kind of wild because it is on all of our lists, but this is the most spread out throughout our list because we have finally gotten to somebody's number 1 performance of the season. Eduardo had this at number 1. Lana, you had this at number 9. And I had it at number 18. So we all still liked it. Let's make that clear.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. As I said, I am not like a very attentive person when it comes to like vocals. Like I don't have training enough to do that. I can just tell whether you sound good or you sound like if you like miss a note or something and it's really noticeable, of course I will notice it. But those little like gravelier tones that Kelly did have because of her sickness later on in the season, I did not really notice them specifically in the finale. I don't know why. I'm sure that they were still there, but I don't know why I just didn't notice them. Maybe my bias towards Kelly just really shown here. Who knows? Maybe my ears were refusing to listen to all the imperfections of Kelly's voice here. But I really connected. I thought this song was really cute. I thought it was a great song to give them as a closer, and I thought it was a great song to finish the whole season with as well. So maybe it is a little bit of recency bias as well as to why I like it as much as I do. I do think this ended the season with a perfect little bow. Kelly, of course, did an absolutely incredible job. And I've listened to many, many, many Kelly Clarkson songs, and I've listened to Kelly perform a lot of covers. But knowing that this is like afterwards, looking for the song and knowing that it has become one of her songs, I was not aware, and so I was like, why haven't I listened to this? And so yeah, I just fell in love with the song. Especially, I think what helped it more is that Justin did sing it right before, and seeing the difference between Justin and Kelly just made Kelly sound so much better. So a lot of factors
From
went into this.
Justin to Kelly.
From from Justin to Kelly, yes, of course. So a lot of factors made this be my favorite of the week. But if you ask me, like a couple of days like after this, I'll probably say that there's a different Kelly Clarkson song as my number one. But yeah, I just love her. She's my queen. Thank you.
I the funny part is, I think I actually like this song more when she sang it during the result show than I liked it when she sang it for the finale, which is crazy. But it might be because it was emotional and I enjoyed the emotional part of it aspect because I wanted her to win anyway, and she wins, and
Yeah.
now she has to sing the song, and she's like, a moment like this. No, I liked it. But
And then Nikki takes over
then Nikki and I was like,
completely.
girl, shut up. Girl,
Girl, leave.
leave, get out of here. Like I was so at that time, I was so mad at her for doing that in that moment. I was like, this is not about you. Get out of here.
This is not your
It's
moment.
not your moment. I know you
R.I.P.
recorded the song, but ew. Because I could not imagine hearing her sing that song. I couldn't imagine hearing anybody else but her and Tamira sing that song. I'm going to be
Yeah.
so honest. I could not have heard anybody else sing that song. But I really do like this song. I think it was the perfect ending to this whole phenomenon of American Idol. A moment like this, some people wait a lifetime, absolutely made sense. And I think she just did a great job. I listened to this song so much. It was a go to karaoke song for me afterwards, after a while, because I was like, I love this song. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I really like this as well, especially because like her voice was gone, but she was still able to do so well on it. And this song has had legs. Like I think people still reference it today.
Yeah.
It's almost become kind of a joke at sometimes because people will like jokingly start singing a moment like this at random times. But it just shows a staying power, and that couldn't have come if she didn't deliver such a great vocal on it.
Hmm.
So I absolutely, it makes sense that somebody would have this at number one, even if it wasn't one of my personal favorites from
Hmm.
her. And this is not the only time it was a winner single. I don't know if you all know this, but Leona Lewis, when she won X Factor,
Yep.
this was her
Her
winner
song.
single as well. And you know what?
Ah.
I like Leona's version better, but I love Leona and I love Kelly. So not mad at this at all. Okay, number 6. Okay, we have Tamira Gray doing A Fool in Love by Ike and Tina Turner. So this was number 8 on Lana's list. It was number 9 on Eduardo's list, and it was number 11 on my list. So we all
Wow.
had it
We
pretty
were
high.
very close.
Yeah, very
Yeah, we
close.
were.
Very, very close.
We all felt. I mean, I think this was the first. Was this the first week out?
This
No, it wasn't.
is
This
Second
second
was,
week.
yeah,
week,
top 8. It was the
top
second
eight.
of the
Yeah, second
finals. Yeah.
of the finals. And this was so funny to me because I thought about this a lot. I was like, why did have Tamara go first a lot this season? Like she started to show off a lot this season. Um, but I thought this was a great song for her to start that episode with. And it gave us the we go bobbing. I can do it. I could do it. I love this song. Number one. Let's just get that out the way because Tina Turner totally ate the song. Forget Ike, screw Ike, but Tina Turner ate that up. Um, but I think Tamira was so fun, and it was a good song for her. She looked amazing. Like look at this picture. Look at her with the fro, with the curly fro, and she looked amazing. And I think, and as much as we hate saying images, is not that it is important. Image is important when you looking at it as a performance as a whole. She looked like the 1960s. She gave us a 1960s vibe. She just it was such a good performance. I really really enjoyed this performance from her. This is one of my favorites from her.
Yeah, Tamara just has this confidence about her when she's on stage that really allows her to like take over everyone's attention and just hold on to it. Yeah, I this is not normally a song that I would listen to like outside of like in the real world. Like I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to the song, but Tamara did an amazing job with it. She absolutely killed the song. She had me loving the song, had me grooving and moving and doing all the things. She really like got me really hyped up. And you asked Lana why did she constantly open shows? I think it because it was to really set the standard of like where the rest of the people should be. Because if you're not at Tamara's level, then why are you here? So, and I think that's also the reason why Tamara managed to stay for so long because she was the one that opened the show, and everyone, like a lot of people in comparison, just didn't stack up. And I am so glad that we got to see Tamara, and this she really showed me what the song could be, and made me really like this song. So shout out to you, Tamara. You really did that. You really killed that one.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We were just talking about how Kelly was kind of goofy on the show, which is kind of unexpected
Mhm.
if you hadn't already seen the season. But on the other side of the coin, I thought Tamira was actually really composed most of the
Mhm.
season. Like
Yeah.
she didn't always let loose, and I don't mean that as a bad thing at all. But the times that we got to see her let loose in performances, like this specifically, like another one we'll talk about soon, I think that like added to like the cool factor. It's like, oh, look what Tamira's doing. She knows how to cut up. So that's why I really love this performance. I will be honest, like when I think of this song, A Fool in Love, there is a performance in season 3 that I think about, and that will be on our list when we get to season 3 because I absolutely love it. I love that performer. But Tamira's version is still really great. So I'm happy this is high on our list.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mm,
We are up to our top 5. So let's move on to number 5.
of course.
Okay, we have Kelly Clarkson singing "Respect" by Aretha Franklin. This was our introduction to her on the show. So this one's interesting because Eduardo, you had this at number 7.
Mhm.
Lana, you also had this at number 7. Or sorry, I had it at number 7. Sorry, I had it at number 7, and Lana had it at number 12.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, this is just like a mixture of both of the times that we heard Kelly Clarkson sing "Respect." I think both of the times it was amazing for very different reasons. I
Mhm.
think like I could just put myself in like the shoes of the people that were watching this originally in 2002. Like imagine, I can just imagine. You have watched this whole season up until this point. You have no idea who Kelly Clarkson is. You have never heard her name. You haven't seen her face. You don't know who she is. You sit down to watch American Idol and this shows up on your screen. Hello? Hello? I would genuinely be so shocked and so gagged to hear this for the first time. I had like already heard clips here and there from when she did this at the auditions, and she was absolutely amazing. Respect is such a tough song because Aretha Franklin is one of the best vocalists I think ever. She's one of my favorite vocalists ever. She is amazing, and so singing anything by Aretha Franklin is going to be a tough, tough, tough battle. But Kelly was able to live up to that challenge and do an amazing job with it. And then in the finale, she was able to show us some growth, even with her difficulties, with her voice going. She still was able to show us growth there, which I was not expecting to remember how different both of them would sound from the semifinals all the way to the finals. But I think both of the respects versions from Kelly Clarkson were absolutely amazing. And so I am just happy that she did this. I am so happy that she chose to sing this song because it was a crazy choice, but I'm happy that she made it.
Yeah, I'm very happy she chose this too. I love Aretha. I love Kelly being ambitious enough to sing this because
Hmm.
a lot of white girls might be like, let me stay in my own lane, but this is her lane. So if you can do it, do it. And what's
Hmm.
really cool, so we did like if they reprise the performance in the finale, we just combined it into one. But I like what she did. She chose her very first song that she did in the semifinals when we saw it just her and a piano, and then we got to see it full circle in the finale with the full band. So I thought that was a great choice. The other competitor did a song that they had recently done, so it didn't have that like, oh yeah, you did do this a while ago factor. So I really love that choice from her. This is just great. This was she came out with a bang. This was my personal favorite of the semifinals period.
Yeah.
I think her doing this song in the finals and the semifinals was a very good choice to do. The royalty was only 12 because did she do a great job? Absolutely. You ain't gonna deny that. There's no denying Kelly Clarkson sang the heck out of the song. My only issue with how she sings this song is in this moment, she lost a little control. She lost a little control. It was a little flaily at certain points of the song when she got to like she kind of just went there and she didn't have the control over it. But when she did it in the finale, the control was there. She was able to control, like you can see the growth from the semifinals to the finale. And now I've heard Kelly Clarkson do that song modern time, like 2026. My God, it's just night and day. It is night and day because she knows how to control it. I'm sure if she looked back at it and be like, woo, girl, what was I singing? What was I doing? That was wild. That was woo. But now, but for at that time, for a, what was she, 22 or something at this point?
She was
She was
20.
20.
20 years old at this point.
Do you say 19?
No, she was 20.
Okay.
Was she 19 or 20?
I thought she was 20, but I thought Eduardo said 19. Sorry.
Oh,
No,
no,
I
he
said
said
20.
20. He said
I
20.
Oh,
said
okay.
20.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's 20 at this point. And when she walked out on that stage in the semifinals at 20 years old and she sang Aretha like she sang Aretha, I said, this girl has chops. This
Mhm.
girl has something. And even when Simon did his little flippy comment, nah, I didn't even remember you. I was like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about in this moment. That was the one time I was like, you're stupid because you're not commenting on what she just did. Did
Hmm.
you hear what she just did? Let's talk about what she just did. Not what you didn't remember. Talk about what she just did. Because what she just did was amazing.
Yeah.
I would have not expected that out of that little skinny little white girl's body. That voice was not supposed to come out of her mouth. And that was the moment I was like, y'all better watch out for this one. Because
Hmm.
that voice could only get better. And it did. It only got
Yeah.
better.
I still don't understand why they didn't show her audition in the actual episode. I mean, you can find it on YouTube
Yeah,
now,
you can find
but
it, but
it's almost like maybe they wanted her to be kind of like a surprise out of nowhere person. And they do that pretty consistently. Like one of my favorites
Oh.
from season 2, one of my favorites from season 3, you do not see them until the semifinals. And it's just a weird choice.
Why do they
um,
keep doing this to us? Now I know. Now I know
yeah.
when I continue to watch this show, the winner or like my favorites are just not going to be in the audition. So anyone
You
that
never
likes the
know.
auditions is not going to make it. I just know it.
Well, let's move on to number 4. So we have Tamira Gray doing "If I Were Your Woman" by Gladys Knight and the Pips. So this was the highest for me. I have it at number 3, and for Eduardo it was number 6. For Lana it was number 16. So I will be honest, like there, I know that she has some very popular performances. This is still a pretty popular one. It has a 76. Um, but for me, this is actually my favorite Tamira Gray performance of the season. I love her vocals on this song. I already think "If I Were Your Woman" is one of the best songs of that
Mhm.
era. It is so good. I've heard it done on American Idol a few times, and every time I hear it, it is phenomenal, and it always ends up being one of my favorite performances of the season. But for me, yeah, this was just gold. I absolutely cannot get enough of this performance. I'm glad. I'm glad it's this high. I did not think it would be this high. I was like, I knew I would probably be the highest of anybody, just because this one's so special to me. But I mean, um, I thought A House Is Not Home was going to be your highest on here. But hey, this was higher than that. And I will take that because that's a win for me because I love this one. Um, but yes, I would love to hear what Eduardo thinks.
Yeah, they were really putting my girl Tamara and my girl Kelly through the ringer with like having to cover songs like Gladys Knight's "If I Were Your Woman." Like that's insane. That's a huge task. You would not find me even attempting to do this song, not only because, of course, I'm a man, but because like it's such a hard song. Gladys Knight does such an amazing job with this that like it's one of those songs where I'm like, if you touch it, you have to be perfect. Otherwise, you're going to absolutely destroy it, and I'm going to be mad at you if you don't do it well. And I'm so happy that Tamara Gray did it because she did it such a good job with it. She was absolutely amazing with it. I was scared when they said, "If I were your woman," I said, "Oh no, maybe this is the moment where my girl Tamara gets robbed," because I knew it was going to happen at some point. But thankfully, it wasn't. She just ate so hard. Like I love Tamara so much. I love her voice. I love her tone. I love everything that she does. I'm a stan. Uh, I just could not say enough good things about Tamara Gray and the way that she performs. As I said, her confidence on stage just absolutely grabs your attention and doesn't let it go. So, shout out to Tamara. You are insanely good.
Gladys Knight and the Pips is such an amazing group, an amazing. Gladys Knight has such an amazing voice, and I sometimes feel like people underrate Gladys. They don't put her. They don't always put Gladys in that diva status where I feel like she deserves. Everybody's like, oh, Aretha and Patty and Whitney and Mariah and Celine, and they always seem to never put Gladys Knight in that hierarchy of diva for me, my liking, because Gladys Knight has one of two of like some of the most amazing songs that is sung on this earth to me. And If I Were Your Woman was one of those songs. And the other one is Neither One of Us. Who Wants
Ooh,
to Be the First to Say Goodbye? Whew. That is
that's
one
a
of
good
my
one.
That is one of my favorite songs. If you have never listened to Gladys Knight sing Neither One of Us Wants to Be the First to Say Goodbye, you are doing yourself a disservice because that is such an amazing song. But If I Were Your Woman is also an amazing song. And I was so glad to see Tamira singing this song because, like I said, I feel like people be overlooking Gladys Knight sometimes and it's just, I hate that because Gladys' voice is so, to this day, this woman is still touring and she still sounds like she used to sound back in the day. And I'm like, that is because she wasn't out there screaming and straining her voice. She was singing in the range that she could sing in. And she sang in that range so good that people just was like, oh, but she not wailing. No. But guess what? She could still tour today. Stand on that stage or sit on that stage and sang If I Were Your Woman like she did 30, 40 years ago. So beautiful. But Tamira sang it and she just brought it to a lighter level. Like Gladys gave us that rich tone of If I Were Your Woman. And Tamira just, her voice is light and airy and beautiful. That she took it up a little level of that Gladys just didn't do it in because that's not her range. But it was so beautiful. I think this was one of Tamira's better performances. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful to me. But I
I
love Gladys
agree.
Knight so much.
Yes.
Yep. Well, we are about to get to our top three. I will say it's interesting because we have three different people in the top three. So it's not too stacked up there.
Oh
But let's go ahead
no.
and get to number three. So number
Mhm.
3 is Justin Guarini doing "Get Here" by Alita Adams. So for the rankings, Lana, you had this at number 3, so it landed
Mhm.
exactly where you would have had it.
Where it should
Uh,
have.
um, and I had it at number 8, and Eduardo also had it at number 8.
Okay, period. This was to me Justin's best performance, and I feel like, and the first one, not the final one. I think the first one was better than the finals, which is crazy to say that, but I thought this was better because it felt more authentic the first time around. I felt the second time he just was copy and pasting what he already did. This one felt very authentically, and I love this song. Get Here is a song I can hear it's instrumental. I can hear Olita singing it. I can hear somebody else. Well, I don't want to hear too many people singing it, but what he did to this song was so, he was in the pocket. He was just, it was sweet. His sweet spot was there. And when he adjusted and did his own Justin Guarini at the end and then "Get It If You Can," I was like, oh, it was so sweet to me. And it was so beautiful. I thought that was his best performance out of the whole thing. It was authentic. It was sweet. The finale felt a little copy paste, and you could tell his voice was going out because at the finale. But this week was, I was like, this is peak Justin right here. This is where this is where him being cute and sexy worked. When he looked in that camera and was like, "Get here," and at that end, and he just did his little bedroom puppy dog eyes. It was just the whole presentation of this performance was perfect, Justin, and it worked. It worked, so it got me. It got me right here in the feels.
Yeah, I definitely agree. This was his best performance of the competition because there are times like as you're watching it, you just focus on him as a performer and him as a showman, and sometimes you forget. Wow, he actually is an incredible vocalist too. This was his peak vocal moment for me, especially showing off that falsetto. Like
Mhm.
it almost had like Maxwell vibes to it, and like it when men sing in falsetto, it's hit or miss. Like you really have to have a good falsetto for it to work, and it works here. I do agree about his finale performance. Like it was only 2 weeks later. I'm like, we just saw this, my dude. Like it
Right.
was great. It was great. You didn't need to touch it. I always thought it would be interesting if in the finale when they have to sing a song they've already done, I always wanted them to be like, you know what? This song didn't work the first time I did it. Let me change it. Let me fix it. Let me improve it and show that I can actually do the song that I did several weeks ago, but do it well. So that's what I want people to do instead of just reminding us of what we already know is great. But yeah, I'm thrilled this is the highest of his performances because this was definitely my favorite.
So are you saying you wanted him to do PYT and do it better?
Do like a
Maybe,
slowed down, like emotional ballad,
maybe not.
PYT.
Maybe not PYT. There has to be another one that he didn't actually
Yeah. I
play.
think he could have
Sunny.
did I think he should have did Ribbon in the Sky with the orchestra, with the band behind him. I think that
That
would have
I think
been.
would have been a great choice. Yeah, that would have been a great choice. Yeah, that's my like only critique that I can really give Justin when it comes to Get Here is that I don't know why we chose to do it for the finale. I thought it was still good, but I definitely think that the like Kelly made the right choice by picking a song that we hadn't heard in a while. And
Hmm.
so it just reminded you like, oh, look how far I've gotten and look how better I've gotten. And just didn't improve that much. Uh, and so there was not much there to change. He still sounded good in both of the versions, but yeah, I do like this song. I do think that he did a great job at it. I do think that this was like a perfect song for him to perform. It's just really his wheelhouse. It's just exactly what he needs to do, and it still shows off his vocals in a very very nice, beautiful way. Yeah, I think this is one of the best Justin performances. I absolutely understand why it's this high up, why it's number 3. Um, yeah, it's just one of the better Justin performances, which I am glad to say because as I said, I struggled so much with Justin, but here he is absolutely killing it. So good job, Justin.
Mhm. Yeah. So we only have two performances left. I think that we might have, like, I know the top two. I think you all might have narrowed down who's probably the top two performances. But let's see what actually made it to that two spot. Okay. We
Yay!
have Tamira Gray doing Minnie the Moocher by Cap Calloway. So the rankings that we had here, Eduardo, you had this number two overall.
Mhm.
Lana, you also had this number two overall. And I had it a strong number six.
Okay, that's disrespectful, but you know what? Sure. No, this was Tamara at her best. This was
Mhm.
Tamara at her absolute best. The scatting that she was able to do was absolutely insane. I was absolutely gobsmacked by what she was able to do with Minnie the Moocher. Yet again, I will continue to say this big band, the theatricality of it all, the the artistry of it all is something that I truly enjoy. And seeing Tamara really lean into it and do all the scatting and really let loose was so fun. It was so refreshing to see. I really had so much fun watching it. I just loved it. Absolutely loved this performance. I was so happy to see Tamara continued to be consistent week after week and to continue to get better and better week after week, it seemed like. So, yeah, I think Tamara actually did the best this week, which was the best week of the whole competition. So, she's definitely up there. I'm so, so happy that she made the top two. I would have been mad had she not been at least in the top five. Um, she's so deserving of this placement. I I love this one. I just love this one.
This is my favorite from Big Band Week. This was my favorite performance from Big Band Week. I loved it so much. Everything about it, from the minute she walked out on that stage, how she this hair, this flower, the band, the lights, her voice, her vocals, this pantsuit, like everything about this was right spot on. I was going back and forth if I should make this number one or number two, like literally going back and forth because this was such a great performance from Tamira. I was like, oh, this is so good. Everything about it. And it's so, the funny part is, I did not remember. Like, it's been so long since I listened to this. And when I listened to it, I was like, oh my God, everything lit up, everything, all of my memories came back. Like, I remember back when I was watching this and how I felt watching this back in 2002. And I was like, oh, this was so good. Yes. Oh, this was so good. Why did I forget this? Why did I, not keep this in my memory bank? This was such a good performance. Her scatting was great. Her vocals were great. She looked amazing. Everything about this was perfection to me. Perfection to me.
Yeah, I love this too. I hate that I look bad ranking it at number six, which is actually a great ranking. Because I adore this performance. I've loved it since I first saw it. And it's funny, I mentioned how Colin gets drunk and he always wants to play stuff like that there. And I always am like, okay, but we have to listen to Minnie the Moocher too, because I can't listen to one without the other. Because for me, those are just like it's hard to imagine two incredible performances like that in one night.
Mhm.
But yeah, I absolutely love this. This is one of the most unique song choices ever on
Yes.
American
Mhm.
Idol. Like
Yes.
Yes.
this, who thinks to do this song? It's like not normal lyrics. Heidi, Heidi,
Mhm.
Heidi, how, and it's got the call and repeat. I can't think of another time that I've seen like a call to the audience to repeat
Mhm.
back. And then she screws with them by doing the scatting part. And
Mhm.
it's just
And then
great.
like
And then
like gives us a little like you can't do
yes.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I said. It was perfection.
And that's what I was talking about
Tamara.
earlier when like she has her moments where she just really gives a lot of personality in a performance
Mhm.
that just it feels so special when she does that. And I even love when she was talking to Ryan afterward. He's like, What did you say in that one part?" And she just couldn't. She
I don't
couldn't repeat
remember.
it. She's like, "I don't know."
Look, I know exactly what she's saying because, like, when
Yeah.
you sing in something, you don't remember nothing you just did. Everything is off the like. I was like, girl, relatable. I feel that so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm so happy this is number two. This is so fun. Great choice, guys. But
Absolutely.
let's move on
Good
to our number
job.
one, which I'm very excited to talk about. So our number one is Kelly Clarkson doing "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman" by Aretha Franklin.
Hmm.
So Lana had this at number one, which means
Understandable.
you got the top three in order. Good job, Lana.
Period.
I also had it at number one,
And I
and
am the shameful
yeah,
one.
Eduardo's a hater. Put it at number four.
Hater.
Wow.
And I'm disappointed. No. I'm just kidding.
That's fair. I will take it. I will take it.
Oh, this was the breakout moment for everybody. I think the world in that time, if you weren't paying attention to Kelly Clarkson before, you were paying attention to Kelly Clarkson after this performance. She sang this song, and when she hit that "Alive" and she took us there out of nowhere, it was like, girl, first of all, Aretha didn't even take us there. Why did you taking us to a other level of singing that we weren't ready for in Natural Woman? This song catapulted, I believe this song catapulted Kelly Clarkson into the number one spot for a lot of people. I think she people were like, oh, okay, she can sing, she got a big voice, she got a big voice. After she did this song, it was like, oh, she's the winner. She is the winner. And this was what only week, what week was this?
Week
Top
This
two?
eight
was the
week.
third. Yeah, this was the third performance we saw
Oh,
This was
from her.
her
sorry.
third performance, top eight. I for honestly, I think from that moment on, she's skyrocketed to the top of everybody's list in that moment. And it was like, I you just knew she was going to win this show from this performance. She had some really good performances after this. She had some really good performances before this. But it was this performance that made everybody stand up at attention and be like, Kelly Clarkson. We got to remember that name. We got to remember that day. And now she is a household name. She is on everybody's lips. Everybody knows who Kelly Clarkson is. If you don't know who Kelly Clarkson is, it's like, what world are you living in if you don't know who Kelly Clarkson is?
Mhm.
She's just, as Eduardo has said several times in this video, she is the best voice of this generation. One of the best voices of this generation, and she proved it in this week with this one. This was so she took us to a level of singing that people were not used to hearing coming out of a little white girl like that.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm so glad I wasn't on an island with this one, just because I like going through all these performances. There wasn't there wasn't one that touched this for me. I mean, there were other really great ones, but this was solidly number one. It wasn't going to change. It's funny. I actually had mentioned this pretty recently on Reality Roundup because when we were discussing the auditions of American Idol, there was a girl named Ray who came out and she's like, "Oh, I'm an American Idol super fan," and she sang "Natural Woman." And I remember on Reality Roundup, I'm like, I wonder if she did that as an homage to Kelly for her breakout performance in season one. Because you're right, it was definitely like what made her the leader of the pack because she was trying to play catch up to
Mm-hmm.
Tamira, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
was because Tamira had been present throughout the auditions in Hollywood, so Kelly Clarkson had some ground to make up. But after this moment, I think it was Tamira trying to play catch up with Kelly, and she
Mm-hmm.
stayed on her heels. But
Mm-hmm.
man, this is just I think this is an all time great vocal. So good, love it.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that the lowest placement that this performance got is fourth, just tells you everything that you need to know about how good
Mm-hmm.
this performance is. And the only reason why it's fourth is because that man got up on stage and like ruined the very last part of that
Ruined
performance.
it.
That's the
Jesus.
only reason why it's fourth.
Security.
Genuinely, not Kelly's fault at all. It's that man's fault. I blame that man for ruining that very end of that performance because everything about this performance was absolutely perfect until that moment. Anyways, I agree with what you said, Lana. The fact that she went that high, Aretha didn't take us that high. I was not expecting Kelly to take us that high. And when she did, I was like, holy fucking shit. I forgot that you could do this. Oh my God. I genuinely, as I said, I'm running out of compliments for Kelly Clarkson. She's just so good at what she does. And like, yeah, this was her breakout moment, absolutely, in the competition. Because before this, obviously, Tamara was probably one of the favorites to win. Everyone had their eyes on Tamara, but this was the moment where, like, yeah, Tamara became second place, and she had a lot of catching up to do because she wanted to be Kelly. She was going to have to step up to her level and be able to go to where Kelly could already go. And Tamara, I wasn't sure if she could even do that. And this is the moment where I was like, yeah, this is the reason why she won. There's here in this stage right now with this performance, you can absolutely tell why she ended up taking it home, why she's the name that she is today, why she is as popular and as big as she is today. Like you cannot deny that this is the moment where like it finally clicked for everybody. So I love this performance. I hate men. I hate men. I hate that man. I will never forgive that man
Yep.
for ruining
Yep.
that beautiful performance. But other than that, this performance is absolutely perfect. There's nothing you can say about Kelly that is not like perfect about this performance.
She was a good sport about it too, because
Yeah.
that could have
Yeah,
flustered a lot of people.
That would have
professional.
freaked me out. It's
She's
like,
a professional because she kept it together. I would have screamed and maybe punched that man. Um, So Kelly, you're a bigger person than I am because Lord knows I would not do what you did, Lord.
hmm Okay, well, now we know our list of 20. And Lana, if you don't mind, can you remove the slides for just a second? I want to explain what we're going to see next on our slides before we actually see it. So, what we did, each of us, after we submitted our top 20, we decided that we are going to have an ongoing list of our top 10 American Idol contestants
Oh
who
boy.
made the finalists only. We did not include the semifinalists. So basically, we were starting with season one. So there's only 10 there. So we got our list of 10. We each have our own list. But as we move on to other seasons, so when we get to season two, we are going to take our favorites from season two and combine them in there. And we're going to have like a combined list of season one finalists and season two finalists. And we'll see how it evolves as we go along through the seasons. I don't know how far we'll go. I would love to watch all 24 seasons, but we'll see if we have the stamina for that.
We'll see.
But let's go ahead and see our list. I will say we have three things in common, and I think we'll figure those out pretty quickly. But we'll start with my list.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
at number one. Also, it's worth noting. I had mentioned to us try to keep in mind just the American Idol experience because obviously we've seen Kelly do a lot of incredible things beyond
mhm.
American Idol, but I want to keep this contained to what she showed us on the show. But I still have her at number one. I used to, for the longest time, I used to say Tamara was my favorite from season one, but I think I was just trying to be different. Because like it is close. I think they're pretty close, but Tamira is number two for me. I do have RJ at number three, and that comes a lot from just his tone being perfect for me. Honestly, I think his tone, just the tone alone, might be my favorite of anybody here. But Justin's number four. He's consistent. He's delivered a lot of strong performances. I do have a bit of a drop between Justin and Christina. I do like Christina. She's got a nice voice. Not crazy about her vibrato. Also, EJ. I think EJ is extremely talented at number six. For me, like I think he's one of the best vocalists for sure. He's kind of the opposite of RJ. Like his tone doesn't work for me. It's a little shrill for my liking. but I respect his ability, like to sing well. Nikki, she's number 7. I would say my bottom 4 are pretty low. I do like Nikki. She had a few standout performances. She also had some really rough performances as well. Ryan is another one that she was mostly misses for me. I do think she could be better on the right song. Uh, Number 9 is AJ. I think he's a sweetie. I just don't think he has the vocal power to match up with most people in this top 10. And then, of course, number 10 was Jim. I didn't really like anything he did. I think Easy is one of the worst performances of the whole season. But yeah, that's my top 10. Shall we see who Eduardo's top 10 is?
Yes, sure. I'm gonna piss some people off. I just know it. Okay, so very similar top two. Actually, exactly the same top two. Kelly number 1. Obviously, it's tough for me to like separate the Kelly Clarkson from American Idol and the Kelly Clarkson I know now. So it's very difficult to differentiate those two. I'm sure that if I watched this originally, Tamara would be my favorite, but knowing what I do know now, unfortunately, Kelly's still my number 1. But Tamara is, of course, my number 2. She is absolutely insane. She's an incredible performer. I don't know if she still does music now, but if she does, I need to look her up. And I need to listen more to what she does. Anyways, the huge drop off. Then we have Christina. I like Christina's voice. I thought she was good. I did with her a little more than I did with most other people. But yeah, I like Christina. EJ is at number 4. I think EJ is so high mostly because I thought he deserved better. And because we didn't get to see a lot about him, he just, in my mind, he has like this kind of like angel-like performance. Like he just did really good and then was eliminated unjustly. So therefore, I was not able to find any flaws with any of his performances that we had, unfortunately, or many big ones at the very least. Number 5, I have Justin. As I said, I have a love-hate relationship with Justin. It wasn't until Big Bang until something clicked for me with Justin. But before that, I just struggled to connect with him. The fans were really bothering me because I could just not listen to anything that was going on because of how much they were screaming. And I was not a big fan of how he leaned into the flirty, sexy side. But once he hit Big Bang, I started to actually like what he was bringing to the table. Nikki number 6. I think she was like a genuinely nice human being with not the greatest vocals, unfortunately. It's one of those things where like a little bit like in Survivor when like there's someone that you like but you know is absolutely not going to win the game. So you know that they're gonna like make it a little bit farther than they probably deserve, but like they're just absolutely going to lose. So you have like it's a little tough. But yeah, Nikki, I liked her personality. I just didn't like her performances half of the time, unfortunately. AJ is so high just because he's Mexican. Had he not been Mexican, he would be bottom 2. That's the only reason why he is this high. That is the highest placement I could give him. I'm sorry, AJ. Ryan Starr is here, number 8. Yeah, a lot of misses. I just did not connect with Ryan at all. It just felt like there was just like I didn't feel like it was genuine. I don't know. There was something about it that like just didn't feel right to me. Maybe it's just me and not connecting with her. I don't know. It's just not great. RJ, I think is a genuinely nice human.
Boo!
RJ is
Boo!
just a nice human being, but you know how like sometimes there's just those people that you just don't really care for, that you're just like they're there, they exist. RJ unfortunately is that for me. I'm happy that you love him. I'm happy that you love him. I think my biggest issue is that I kept since RJ and AJ were on the same top 10, I kept confusing both of them. So that was my biggest issue for it until AJ was gone. And then I kept forgetting that RJ existed, which is really unfortunate. I don't know why. I just kept forgetting that he was there until he appeared. So that's just a me issue. That's definitely just a me issue. He definitely deserves a better ranking because he's a genuinely nice human being. I just did not connect with him, of course. And then I didn't like Jim. I just didn't like Jim at all. So big drop off from RJ to Jim. That's it.
Fair.
That's all I can think of.
Let's see what Lana has for her list.
So for me, of course, Kelly and Samira, one and two, like they were this and that. They were it, yin and yang. Like they were 1 point away from each other. There was either one of them could have won, and I would have been like, deserved,
Yeah.
deserved. Should have been the top two. Should have been the top two. Should have been in the finale together. That would have been such a much more an amazing finale for me if it was Tamara and Kelly all the way through.
Mhm.
I did have Justin at number three because I did enjoy Justin throughout the season. I enjoyed him. I thought he was fine. His vocals I was there for. I was I could listen to Justin Guarini right now and I wouldn't turn it off necessarily. I wouldn't be like, ugh, don't want to hear that. So if you got a voice I can still listen to you, great. RJ is my number four. I thought RJ's I'm with you, David. The tone, the yeah, I feel so safe listening to RJ. I can just listen to him and I know it's going to give me very solid vocals, very good tone quality, very good control, very good runs for sure. Then a huge drop down to Christina. She like my top four is like there, and then drop down to Christina. I think she's a beautiful girl. She has a beautiful spirit, good voice. That vibrato kills me though. It kills me every single time. It's just too much in the song. Like I couldn't listen to her for a very long time. Yeah, it's too goat like
Oh,
for me at the end, and
just wait till we get to season two. Somebody's worse.
I I can't do it. So it's like. She was there. EJ, I EJ is someone else who I liked, but I think EJ does too much, and I think it has a lot to do with what he did before he came on American Idol. He sang at amusement parks, and you have to be very cheesy, very showy, very very extra when you're doing those kind of performances. That's not the performance I want for my American Idol. That's not the kind of performance I want to go see when I'm paying my money to go see a performance. That's the money. That's the performance I expect to see at a theme park or on a cruise ship. I don't expect to see that when I pay big bucks to go to a concert. So he was just too much, and I think he has the potential to be a very good vocalist. Very good. He just needs to edit it and rein it in just a tiny bit. Then it was Nikki was my number seven. She had some moments that I'm like, okay, I like her, but she's just not my cup of tea. Like we've been talking about that for this past season of American Idol. Certain people, good voice, just not my cup of tea. That not I'm not her audience that she was trying to reach, so it would have never did that for me anyway. I had AJ at eight. I think AJ has a good voice. It just needs to work to be better. It was
Mhm.
a good voice. It wasn't powerful and he was boring. So that was his problem for me. He was cute. He had the traits and personality to get into a good boy band if he wanted to. And he would have been the lead of the boy band and it would have been cute. It would have been fine. He would have been the cute one. And all the girls would have been like, and it would have worked. He just would have needed somebody in that who would have been who had a bigger personality to bring that out of him. But
Mhm.
he was okay. These last two, they could drop off the face of the earth for me. I did not like either one of these two.
Oh my
Was
god.
Ryan was the worst. The only reason she made it to that was because they thought she was cute. They liked her edgy style, which is just cut up shirts that she just cut up and then she tied it to her little waist. Like she had not sing. There was not one good performance from this girl. Not a single one performance that I was like, oh, that was decent. It was not one. She cannot sing. She just was cute and she
What
can
is
be
frame
loud
frame
enough.
sauce? What is frame sauce? I
What
still don't
is
get
that?
it.
What is that? Like, get out of here. So, like, no, absolutely not. She shouldn't have even been in the top 30. And neither should Jim. He should not even have been in the top 30. That was a sad sob story, and they milked that to get that boy in the top 10. And that was unfortunate because so many different people, so many talented people we lost in the semifinals because of because this top two, these bottom two for me, heck, this bottom four for me shouldn't have been there. This
Jim was
bottom
there
four,
and Christopher wasn't. Let's
Christopher
just remember
wasn't.
that.
And I'm like, and then y'all go off of his last performance in the wild card. Well, no, was that a good performance? No, it was not. When he did on bended knee, that was not his best performance, but it was better than easy. That was
Yeah.
better than easy. That was, and what he sang in the semifinals was way better than what Jim did. And I'm like, what do we mean? Jasmine, we lost Jasmine, we lost Angela, we lost all of these people who should have been in the top 10 for a Ryan Starr and a Jim Veraros. Absolutely, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Eduardo, I think you're no longer Simon.
I'll take
You
it
see,
for that.
this is why I originally said Lana is Simon. This is
I'll
why I
take it
get
for
it.
this. I'll take it for this moment because, baby, y'all know those bottom two of mine should not even made it into the no. Okay, but
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
it. I
Yeah.
digress.
It is funny though that we had the exact same top two and the exact same number 10. So that's the three things that we could agree on with the
Yeah.
10 finalists. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely an interesting season. I will say, like, Eduardo, if there was any hesitation, like, ooh, that was rough, I think it definitely picks up.
Yes.
Okay,
Season
thank
two is a
God.
significant jump in quality.
Okay, good.
So I would not be surprised if I lose six people from that top 10 and
Mm-hmm.
replace them with six people from
Oh,
season two.
probably.
Yeah. I could see
Mhm.
me like dropping 8 of these people.
Maybe,
Mm,
maybe.
maybe, maybe,
Yeah.
but yeah, I can definitely see a lot of these people just totally vanishing off this list.
Mhm. Yeah, but I had so much fun doing this experiment with you all. So I hope we can stick with it. Thank you all for accepting the challenge I gave you. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully you all had fun too, and
It
hopefully you
was.
had fun.
Well, that's the most important because it's not about
Yeah.
me and not about us. We don't. We gonna do what we gonna do. I will say I was very hesitant to do this. I was very hesitant. I was like, because if anybody who watches anything that we do here on the cup, I don't usually like to go back and watch stuff that's already passed. Refills, I'll do it if necessary. This one, I was like, I don't know. And then I started watching the auditions and I was like, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this because I am a music snob. I am. I love music so much and I can't take a lot of bad singing. And this was a lot of bad singing at the beginning. And so I hated it
Hmm.
so much. But I was like, you know what? Nope. You committed to doing this, finish it out. And it finished out much better than it started. So I can say,
Hmm.
and knowing that I know what's happening because I did watch season two, I know it's going to get better than this. So it's good. We got through the rough parts. It only goes up from here.
Mhm.
Also, shout out to Tamika.
It's
It's Tamika, you meant?
damn, I
Tamika.
got it.
It's
Yeah.
Tamika.
I loved her. Yeah, she was a lot of fun in the semis, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, Dunkelman, do you mind closing us out here?
Sure, I guess. I mean, since you needled me the whole time, I'm fine. I guess I'll do what you want. Um, thank you so much for joining us. I hope let us know in the comments what y'all think. Should we continue this series? Because I think we had a good time doing it. Even if y'all don't think we should continue it, we probably will anyway because we enjoy doing it. But let us know what y'all think is it if y'all go back and watch season one. Is Kelly Clarkson still your favorite? If Tamara Gray is somebody who you still love, let us know what you think in the comments about this series and about season one of American Idol. We enjoy doing it. We're probably going to continue to do it. Follow us on this channel if you enjoyed it. If you have not followed already and you stuck around this whole 2.5 hours of watching this and you haven't subscribed, What are you doing? Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, subscribe. Help us get to our goal. Follow us on this channel and all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon links, all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And if you look to that right of the screen, you can get your merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. It'll show, you'll take you right to the shop, scan that, and go get your merch. And we're going to get out of here because we got things to do. So we will see y'all next time. Cheers, everybody. Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.